Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello, people, and welcome to Footy Judgment. Welcome to another stream where actually Isak is throwing another tantrum. He doesn't want to play for Newcastle. Arsenal are losing Eze, some whatever reason, even though he wants to join Arsenal. Arsenal don't want him. They wasted the money on Madueke, apparently, or something. This is like apparently Arsenal don't have the money for it. So they wasted the money on Madueke. Chelsea are still chasing Garnacho, of course, and Nottingham Forest confirmed to play Europa League next season after Crystal Palace lost their case with UEFA, actually. Guys, I'm going to ask you something. Hit that like button if you're here now. I am actually less than 200 subscribers away from 40K. So if you like the video, it will push it to the new viewers. So hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new here. Let me know in the comment section where are you tuning in from. Get your comments in, of course. We got here Don Hussam with us. We got Wolfie. We got Couch Critics. And we're going to be joined by Ashraf, who is joining us momentarily. Of course, guys. There is a lot of... okay, and I think maybe we'll start with Arsenal. Ashraf is not here. Actually, he's not here. But like, how Spurs are moving way more concrete than Arsenal. It's unbelievable to me. I don't know. I'm thinking that there is something that is wrong with Arsenal. Did they really waste the money? Maybe Arsenal fans can just tell us. Have they wasted the money on Madueke? Are they going to go into the season with Martinelli? There is rumor that Martinelli might be sold or Trossard. Are they too slow in the market? The season starts on Friday. I'm not sure, to be honest with you, like what is going to happen with Arsenal, to be honest. Does anybody have any idea how Arsenal is going to start the season? You think them starting strong?
I think Wolfie should answer this question.
Why?
I don't know. I just feel like you should answer that question.
I don't know, man. I think Arsenal are going to be fine. I think they're more in a top 4 race than a title race, if I'm being honest with you. But
no. Can you define top 4? Okay, if you say they are in a top 4 race, that means you think they're going to be closer to the likes of Spurs, Villa, Newcastle than the likes of Liverpool, Man City, Chelsea.
Forest.
Not necessarily, no.
But that's a top 4 race. Isn't that a top 4 race?
No, because Arsenal could be just slightly behind Liverpool, Man City, and Chelsea, and away from the ones.
So that means they're not going to be in a top 4 race. They're just going to be confirmed as a top 4 team, not a title.
Like, go as semantic as you want, but that's roughly. I think they finished 4th this season. I just think maybe they get a cup. I think.
So why are you basing that on?
do you want basing it on, bro? My opinion.
Like there has to be substance, right? Like okay, let me give you an example, guys. When people like in Sky Sports on CBS are saying Liverpool are not going to win the league, they have substance behind. They say it's their opinion. You agree with it or you disagree with it, but they give you reasoning. They say Van
Okay, my
Dijk is
reasoning
older,
is simple.
Salah is this, Salah is that. That's what they say. So I need a reason why you're saying
My reasoning is simple. I think that Man City, Chelsea, and Liverpool finish ahead of them. Therefore, by default, I think.
No, that's not the reason, Wolf.
I've
Okay,
started, bro. Like, let me finish 2 sentences. Okay? Now,
okay.
why do I think they will fall away from second Ole? It's because they've done it too many times. And I think mental fatigue will come into this. And they can't then push for another title race. It just won't be in their DNA. The only thing that saves them, if you told me, breaking news, bomber, Arteta's been sacked, I suddenly think Arsenal are in a title race. I think they have the players for it. I just don't think they got the mentality for it. I really don't. And that mentality stems from their manager. It's as simple as that. So my answer is the manager. That's my reasoning.
Your substance, your reasoning is the manager.
The manager. Bro, I would like to see Arsenal win this league. Like, out of all the top 4 teams, I don't mind Arsenal. And when I critique Arsenal, it's because I'm critiquing them from a position of watching them in their I don't know if it's their golden generation, but in my lifetime, their golden generation. And I know what their standards can be and should be. As a football purist watching football, I would say they were the most enjoyable team to watch as a neutral in my lifetime. And I think Arsenal fans of that age who remember that era will probably agree with what I'm saying there. Therefore, when I'm critiquing Arsenal, it's because I don't like these substandards that they hold themselves to, this younger generation. Go back and watch when Arsenal were good and how they played. So under Arteta, they're not going to do it. I bet if I said to Hussam right now, Hussam, they've just announced that Klopp is going to be in charge of Arsenal. Are you now more scared or less scared of Arsenal in a title race?
If Klopp became Arsenal manager tomorrow, Saka's gonna double his GA. Martinelli will start to score goals. Joker is gonna score 30 goals, bro. That they could have the strongest attack in the league if Klopp was manager.
Yeah, exactly.
Numbers wise,
exactly.
Yeah, they could.
So it comes down to the common denominator.
The thing is, I think the Arsenal. You want to know something, Wolfie? You're saying they're going to be in a top 4 race, right? But my thing is the following: I think Arsenal have played their own fans with everything that's been reported with the journalists and everything. Because this whole time, myself, yourself, Mo, obviously critic, I don't work with him as much, and Ashraf, but we were speaking about Rodrigo and Eze both to Arsenal at a point in time. And we were talking at the end sometimes about Rodrigo to Arsenal, sometimes about Eze to Arsenal alone. Now, bro, the fact that we're looking at a scenario where they're not going to sign either. And apparently the reason for it is the fact that they signed Madueke. I think Arsenal Football Club are taking the piss, to be honest with you. I think they're absolutely taking the piss out of their fan base because I know Wolfie doesn't like to believe journalists and shit, but we know based off of the reports that Eze would have loved to move back to Arsenal. He supported Arsenal as a kid, blah, 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 academy, all that shit. So he would have loved to go back to Arsenal. But the fact that they're going to fuck up the Eze transfer for him to go to Spurs, you know, sort of like Eze
makes it more insulting.
Yeah, it's more insulting, you know.
If he goes to Spurs,
are we 100% that he wants to go to Arsenal? I just don't know if that's necessarily true because, like, he's a number 10 to me.
Well, not anymore.
But the position on offer right now is left wing. Like, I think that has a lot to do with it. Like, what's the offer here? Like, what are we thinking about? Where are you thinking of deploying me? And if he's going to be deployed on the left
wing right
predominantly. Now, yeah, but he wants to be a number 10. Like, I'm pretty sure that's common amongst many, right? Like, he wants to be a number 10. And if he's not going to be given that role in a World Cup year, he's going to be playing out on the left is not preferred position, then I don't even know if that makes sense for Arsenal to shoehorn him on the left and then say, like, this is your preferred position for us right now. This doesn't make any sense.
The funny thing is, I think because it's a World Cup year, he probably would prefer playing on the left, or part of him would, because I don't think he gets into England as a 10, like given some of the options they have there with Palmer and Foden and Bellingham, whoever they end up playing there. As a left winger, actually there isn't any dominant English left winger who's made that position his. And he's playing a lot of games as a left winger or left-sided midfielder, whatever you want to call it, for Crystal Palace. And given the fact that we are his boyhood club, he's played in our academy, he himself has said his biggest regret is not playing for Arsenal. I think if we offer him the chance to join, even if it's at the left wing, I think he picks us over Spurs. Annoying part is I don't think our club is going to move quick enough, unfortunately. I think we are just wasting time, dilly-dallying, just putting all our eggs in the Madueke, Martinelli, and Trossard. The funny thing is, I actually think we're getting rid of our best winger. Left winger, that is. Trossard is not just our best left winger. He's better than most left wingers in the league, right? People underrate him so much. He's, without a question, better than most left wingers in the league. I can name 3 or 4 that I can comfortably say are better than him. There are not many that are better than him. By the way, I'm not saying he's good enough for Arsenal. I think we should upgrade on him, right? But the problem is you're losing him and you're keeping the 2 shittier options, right? Martinelli, okay, fair enough, I understand. He's young. Maybe they want to give him some time. They want to wait. They want to sell him for a decent value next year. But we just got Madueke and let go of Trossard. Honestly, that's one of the biggest downgrades I can even think of.
Do you feel like your club is serious?
I think my club is serious. I think they just don't know how to be serious. I think they do want to win. I think the owners want to win. I think the manager wants to win.
You think they're serious?
The reason why you're not getting Eze is because you signed Madueke, then you're 100% not serious.
No. Again, there's a difference between... Because when Wolf is asking me, are they serious? I'm assuming you're trying to say, do they care enough about winning? I think they do. I just don't think they have...
Do they want to win the title, or do they just want the Champions League money, I guess, is the deep
No. I do think they want to win. I definitely think they want to win. There's been clear signs. Otherwise, honestly, guys,
can you
we
make
easily...
that claim? How?
Because we can easily walk top 4 without any signings. Like, that's how good our team is, that they can comfortably make top 4. The fact that they're spending money, go get Gyökeres, go get Declan Rice for 105 million. Those are intentions that they want to win. Unfortunately,
I think that you're losing credibility with the stake, and I'll tell you why. Slowly, in front of our very own eyes, we are all watching the Premier League get so much better in terms of all the mid-table clubs and in terms of all the bottom clubs. Sunderland just got promoted. They spent more money than us so far. You know this? Do you know that Sunderland Football Club have spent more money than Liverpool? Like, that's how badly they want to remain in the English Premier League. Then you look at the other clubs.
Wait, are you talking net or are you talking outgoing?
No. Oh, like how much money you've spent. Money spent. Like, they've paid more.
They?
Yeah, bro. Go check the
how
numbers.
Much they've spent.
They've spent, I think they spent 200 something million, bro. They've spent more money than, but that's excluding Isak, of course. Yeah, but Isak thing changes it. But Sunderland have spent a lot of money. You got the likes of Forest. You got the likes of Brighton. You got the likes of Bournemouth. When you say walking top 4, here's the problem with this whole walking top 4 narrative. I don't think any club can anymore walk the top 4. I don't think it's a guarantee. I don't think Chelsea can walk top 4. I don't think Arsenal can walk top 4. I don't think City can walk top 4. Even us. Because every game is a challenge. Every game is a struggle. The only game where we're guaranteed 6 points
is 120 million.
It's
I just checked it. It's wrong. It's 100. They spent 153 million.
Okay, guys, you get his point. That means even the teams that come from the bottom spend a lot of money. Maybe he got it wrong. Like, you guys,
it's sensationalism there, so they've spent more than Liverpool.
He's using the Arab way. You know what I mean? He's using the Arab way.
Like, I saw the picture somewhere, but it might be. No, but here's the thing. It might be Wolfie's right. It might have been net spend. Sorry, not just overall.
Okay, it's okay.
It might have been net spend, but I stand corrected.
You don't. We get it. You don't want to mention Liverpool.
Yeah. So my point is, look,
fine.
now Arsenal, to get top 4, have to beat the mid-table clubs home and away. Like, you have to even to do that. So nothing is guaranteed in this league. And the reason why I say Arsenal aren't serious is the fact that Wolfie can start us off on a show with a straight face saying Arsenal are in a top 4 race, and no one telling him you're crazy. That shows me that Arsenal are not serious. If your reason
which team has the most net spend so far this summer?
Net spend?
Yeah. Which team has the highest net spend?
Chelsea, wasn't it?
No,
Chelsea
sold well.
Net spend. Where's the picture?
We're probably
Chelsea-
Someone in the chat.
Chelsea is at
has
minus.
the picture.
Chelsea is at minus 47. Minus 47
We're
million.
close
It'll be
to
Man
30
U.
now.
It'll be
Try
Man U.
again.
They sold no
Sold
one.
everything yet.
Man U have sold no one.
Guys in the chat, one of you have sent me this picture before. Please send it to me again. I think it was Omar Rushdie. Or
I'm
someone
literally
sent
in
me this
transfer market. Man United is
Yes,
at
sir.
negative 229. Yeah, so they spent 229 million.
picture. Right. Let me check.
Arsenal have spent. Where is Arsenal? 216
Arsenal-
million. So
Yeah,
we're
'cause you're
second after
shit at
United.
selling. Yeah, it's shit. At
Yeah, yeah.
selling.
No, to be honest, I don't even know who have we sold. Bro, we've made 8 million euros from sales so far.
Who did you sell?
5
Tierney.
million from
Tierney.
Nuno, 5 million
Yeah.
from Nuno Tavares and 3 million.
Oh,
from
here you go.
Martinez.
Highest net spend. Man United 1, Arsenal 2, City 3, 4
Exactly.
Spurs,
Arsenal second.
5 Sunderland, 6 Liverpool.
Can I?
Yeah,
Forget
Seven
the
He's
Burnley
wrong
money.
again. He's wrong
Guys,
with that one.
forget the money. Actually, I actually think you guys are talking about this the wrong way. People are forgetting that Arsenal as a team, without having a number 9, without signing a Gyökeres, without Zubamendi, right? They actually still a team that finished second for 3 seasons. I'm not saying that they're gonna win the league, right? But at the same time, for us to say that Arsenal, that good team that finished second and didn't lose against a top 6 team in like 2 years, is gonna be in a top 4 race, I think it's a crazy statement. It's the same as me saying that City will struggle to get top 4. The word Arsenal or City are gonna be in a top 4 race. That means like Chelsea were last season, fluctuating between 6th, 7th, 5th, 4th, dropping down 3rd. That is called a top 4 race. For us to actually be like this and actually discount Arsenal at all, it's the same as me saying that, by the way, even if Salah is not scoring the same goals as last season, Liverpool will drop to 4th and they might struggle to get 4th place. I think that's crazy. If you,
No, Mo, you're missing
Liverpool
Husam's
have-
point.
because Liverpool have quality, have other qualities. Arsenal still are better than 18 teams in this league or 17 teams in this league. Currently, with Martinelli, Zubamendi is one of the best DMs. Rice is one of the best 8s. Gyökeres is supposedly one of the best strikers. They signed him. Saka's one of the best wingers. They have the best defense in the league, and they have probably the second best goalkeeper in the league. That's a fact.
Why are you saying all of that matter of fact? Though? Why?
Yeah, there's a lot of shit
These
being
are all a
spoken,
matter of
man.
fact.
A lot of shit.
Everything
Yeah,
is
these
solid.
are all opinions.
All
Liverpool being favorites is an opinion.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
but
what
my
you just
point
said
about
there,
that-
Mo,
Yeah, it is.
factually speaking, do Arsenal have the best defense in the league?
Yes.
no, Chelsea
That's-
did.
that's-
Yeah, they had it.
Was it Chelsea did, didn't
That's
they?
2 seasons. Yeah.
This is a panel. This is the panel
Chelsea
of
third.
5. This is a panel of 5 people, right? It's a fact for us if the majority of us think that Arsenal have the best defense. The chat can disagree.
Okay,
But if
Momo, wait.
all of us agree.
You're
now,
saying they're better than 18 other teams based
For
where they
17
finished
years.
last season, right?
no,
But
no,
then
I'm
here's-
not. No.
Here's mine
I'm-
and Wolfie's rebuttal.
No,
The
I'm-
other
I'm-
18
I'm-
teams all
Don't
got
build
better.
it. I didn't answer.
And so did
I
Arsenal.
Hold on. He is actually asking a rhetorical question, assuming my answer. No, that is not my
You
answer.
didn't
It's
fix
not.
the biggest problem.
Habibi, you're not letting me finish. That is not based on my
Forward.
last season. That is not based on last season. It's based on the last 3 seasons.
You haven't.
Arsenal.
It's just Jokeras.
Sorry,
Yeah,
go
Mo,
ahead.
you're
Mo, go ahead.
missing.
I'll
You're missing
answer
some
after.
points.
Sorry, go
there.
ahead.
You're missing some points. I'll tell you what you're missing. The fact is, you said within there, it's crazy to say that Arsenal could be in a top 4 race. It would be like
Yes.
saying they'd have to do what Chelsea did. Let's not forget what happened to Man City last year. Man City were in a top 4 race. They won 1 game in 13. They were 6th.
They
at
were
some point in
champions the year
season.
before. actually.
Exactly. Which,
I
if
can
we sat
respond
here
to
this
this
time
very
last
easy.
year and someone said Man City are going to be in a top 4 race, you'd be coming with the same
I
rhetoric.
can
point
respond to
you're
this very
missing-
easy. But
the
let me
point-
respond then.
No, the point you're missing is what Hussam said. And if Hussam's making a good point, times are crazy. When he said that the rest of the teams are improving. And that's
Right.
the key thing. The rest of the teams are closing that gap. And because they're closing that gap, Arsenal have to improve. And just by improving, they're maintaining the gap that they had ahead of those other teams. They have not closed the gap to Liverpool. They started when that final whistle went on the final day of the season last season. The gap between them and Liverpool was this much. As the transfer window has continued, the gap has increased. It hasn't shrunk down.
We're talking
That-
about
I agree with
exponential
that,
growth.
but that's
We're talking
with
about
Liverpool.
exponential
With the other teams, I don't think City and Chelsea have closed the gap on Arsenal. If
I think
anything,
Chelsea,
us getting
Chelsea has
Gyökeres,
surpassed the gap.
name me a player that has improved them in terms of the needle.
You don't
I don't
think
think
City
there
have
is.
closed the gap? Are you crazy?
No, I don't think so.
Have you
Because
seen who
which
City are
City,
City are linked with?
which City, there are so many. Again, you're talking about who they're linked with. I can also say I'm linked with Eze. Until it happens, we're not counting it. My
Okay,
point
let's
is,
go based off of latest
have-
news. Fabrizio today says
how do you
Eze
leave
wants
latest
to move
news?
to
You're
Spurs.
not saying.
Fabrizio
Hassam,
says Eze wants to move to Spurs and Rodrigo wants to move to City. It's the truth.
Hassam, so basically, your only argument is based on today's news. So it means yesterday you didn't think that. Is that the case? So yesterday you thought Arsenal was the best.
If Rodrigo goes to Manchester City, 100%.
Let me leave Rodrigo. Leave Rodrigo.
That
Because
makes
Rodrigo,
them better than you. Never mind the gap.
Hassam, I'm asking you so I can know where your mind is at. Before the Rodrigo links, did you think Arsenal is the second best team in the league?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
okay, that means you're only okay. Fair enough. So it means the only differentiator.
No, but I
is
value Rodrigo very highly. I do.
Fair enough. So I'd hear you saying City will finish above Arsenal because they got Rodrigo. I don't think that's a crazy take at all. I think that's very fair.
Mhm.
But that still doesn't mean we'd be in a top 4 race because we're still better than the other 17.
Yes, you're better than the other 17, but that's not my point. I'm saying in order to guarantee, because you said walk top 4, in order to guarantee
Yes.
top 4, you have to beat all the mid-table teams who are all better now. That's my point.
But again, our biggest issue is striker,
yeah.
which we have added this summer.
No.
Yeah.
Your biggest issue is beating the mid-table teams. That's your biggest issue.
Which is why we signed a striker to help us with that. By the way, guys, you know me. I don't think we've done enough. I'm very furious with the way we have moved
Striker
so
is
far.
good, but you needed a
But
winger.
why are you so confident that that's
I'm going to
enough
use
then?
all
Like, why are
Arsenal's
you-
words.
I
You
don't-
needed
I
a
don't
winger
think
Because-
at
top
a
four
level.
is-
Eze.
Let's get
I don't think
critics.
top four is
Guys.
a
Let me.
foregone conclusion. I actually think that like there's going to be a lot more competition, not only from the mid-table teams, but obviously the teams that are traditionally in the top 4 anyways. And I say that because those teams have gotten exponentially better. It's not just marginally better. So like when we're talking about the growth of what Arsenal has done, they added a striker, they needed a striker. You know, you talk about adding Zubimendi. Like I don't know if those pieces have vaulted them to, title challenge at this point. I think that they're just in and amongst it with everybody else. So when I think about when you think about what Chelsea's done, the internal growth, the players that they added, the likes of Pedro, the likes of Delap, who many think will probably come off the bench anyways. These are exponentially higher than what we were last year when you think of Jackson being the striker. You know what I mean? So for me, it's not so much about like the actual players that you've added as much as it is the message from the manager. Like, has it gotten tired? Are the players willing to take on what he's saying? The same sort of like ferocity and the same sort of like, intent that they had before. Doesn't look like it based on what I've seen so far, to be honest. I feel like that message is getting tired. And yeah, you have a couple of players coming in that are hearing that for the first time, but like, I'm sorry. For me, sometimes the message just gets tired, and I feel like that's what Arsenal's experiencing right now.
So a couple of things. Sorry, let me just respond to those. A couple of things. For starters, I think the mid-table teams getting better is an absolute fallacy. In fact, I think the mid-table teams have gotten worse because teams like Brentford have lost some of their key players. Teams like, Bournemouth have lost a couple of key players as well. I don't think the mid-table teams have gotten stronger. And if Crystal Palace
have improved, Man U have improved, Everton have improved.
I mean, they're not mid-table teams; they're Big Six teams. But I'm coming to them. And teams like I know last season was an anomaly, and even Crystal Palace, if they lose Guehi and Eze, they've also lost someone. West Ham lost Kudus. So the reality is, I actually think the mid-table teams have gotten worse. Secondly, if you take into account that Arsenal had the most injuries last season, and you guys know I don't use that as an excuse. I think it's not even top 2 reasons why we didn't win the league, and I've said it many times. But I don't think we get those same level of injuries again this season. You talk about you internally will be improving, which is true because your players like Caicedo, like Palmer, like Cucurella, maybe not Cucurella, but the others, I don't even think have hit their peak yet. They're young. They're going to keep getting better. That's the exact same thing with Arsenal. Our players are so young. They're going to keep getting better year on year on year. The reality is, I actually think Gyökeres is the only signing we've made that moves the needle. I think Zubimendi, as amazing as he is, in my opinion, is we've lost Partey. So I think that balances things out. I think Mosquera just adds to the squad depth. We already have the best defense. But the Gyökeres signing alone, with hopefully less injuries, already improves us tremendously from last season. Is it enough to win the league? I don't think so. And that's what I agree with Wolfie, that the gap between us and Liverpool hasn't been closed, which is why I'm furious with the summer. But have we maintained the gap with the other teams In my opinion, I think we have. I don't
Okay,
think
but you're not
Chelsea and City
considering
have done
what
enough.
critic just said. Everything you said on paper is correct, but here's what critic said, and here's what Wolf is saying. Here's what
The
I'm
Arteta
saying.
thing.
No, not just Arteta thing. The mental fatigue. I believe in that because I saw it with my own eyes with Jurgen Klopp. I know what mental fatigue is. When you're listening to the same consistent message over and over and over and over again, and it's not working, and it's not working, and it's not working, there is something that happens to the team called mental fatigue, where the team with the same elite players are just tired mentally. And then the season starts, and all of a sudden, maybe they don't run as hard. Maybe they don't try as hard. Maybe they aren't as excited for the season to start. Now, I'm not saying you should sack Arteta tomorrow. The guy's staying. I'm saying in order to overcome the mental fatigue, you should have been having the transfer window that Liverpool are having right now. Arsenal should be the club going out there, signing Vert, signing Isak, signing these type of players. You should have been like, this is how Arsenal could have overtaken the mental fatigue. Sign Jokeras, then go sign Rodrigo, then try to even get even better. Like, let's say, if Liverpool can get Ekitike as backup, maybe you could have signed, as an example, مثلا Sesko and Jokeras both, one guy as backup. Maybe let go of Havertz. Like stuff like this. These little details where Arsenal Football Club fans and Arsenal players are coming into the season going like, okay, we've lost the league, we finished second 3 years in a row, but now we're all excited because we have all these elements. Like when you're a Saliba, when you're a Gabriel, you come into the training, you see Rodrigo, you see Jokeras, you see Sesko, you see this guy, that guy. Like, as an example, Zubimendi, I think, is a great signing, but let's say, I don't know, whoever, like, there's a player that maybe wanted to leave this summer. Let's say Chouameni wanted to leave, Kamavinga wanted to leave, whoever, and Arsenal went in for them. Like, I'm saying you needed players that come into that dressing room and drive the excitement up.
Hussam, I don't
feel
disagree,
like that
but
element is gone.
I don't think the players look at it the way we do. I agree with you guys. I want a fresh face for a manager. The players, I think.
I just told you from a player perspective, it happened to Liverpool.
No, but I'm saying from a player's perspective, I don't think that's the case. I think they really do believe in the manager. Lewis Kelly is posting an Instagram story when we were linked with Gyökeres. When we Fabrizio confirmed we agreed the bid. He's putting a freaking Instagram showing the thing. These guys, I think, are excited by Gyökeres coming in, by Zubimendi coming in. You remember when City won the treble? I think I don't remember who was mentioning this from the City fans a couple of years ago, that signing Grealish alone, even though he turned out to be a big flop, for 100 million to a team that was already winning, refreshes the team. And that's one signing. I think given that we needed a striker so bad the last few years, and seeing Gyökeres come in, seeing Skelly's reaction, seeing the way they celebrated with him when he scored that goal against Bilbao, I think that already elevates the players. Again, I don't think it's enough, which is what's frustrating. But I do think it's enough for us to maintain top 4 easy in my opinion.
You're saying maintain top 4. But once again, we're talking about the excitement factor here that you're completely ignoring. I
think that is exciting. Gyökeres coming in is exciting.
Okay, I tell you exactly what happened the year.
Coming in
I tell you exactly what happened the year where Liverpool fell off. We started off the season, we won the Community Shield. The game after that, from the beginning, we drew 2-2 to Fulham, and then Crystal Palace came to Anfield. Salah created 4 big chances for Nunez. He missed every single one of them. And the game after, immediately till the end of the season, Liverpool were just mentally fatigued and tired, and they just couldn't give a fuck because they're like, okay, we've drawn the first 2 games already. City have won the first 2 games. We're listening to the same message over and over and over again. Klopp is telling us to do this again. Klopp is telling us to do that again. And with Arsenal, it's going to be the same thing. I'll give you a very simple example. It's not beyond the realms of possibility that you go away to Old Trafford and draw the first game. I'm not even going to say anything crazy. I'm not going to say Man United will win. I'm just saying, let's say the game ends 1-1. Maybe you miss a couple of chances, whatever. The game ends 1-1. For the next week, the Arsenal players have to listen to the same message over and over and over and over and over again. And that's the point that Couch is making, which is there is a mental fatigue element. You overcome the mental fatigue, and that's something that Ferguson did to the best level. We saw it with our own eyes in our lifetime. He used to always sign the best player in the league every single season and add exciting players. Like when you had Roy Keane and Paul Scholes, you go sign Juan Sebastian Veron. When you have Ruud van Nistelrooy, you go sign Diego Forlan.
Tremendously, by the
when
way.
you had, yes, it doesn't matter if they flop or not. I'm talking about the excitement. When you had, Rooney and Ronaldo, you signed Tevez, you signed Saha, you signed Berbatov.
Yeah, but City won a treble, went and signed some nobody. I mean, Kovacic, fair enough, but he wasn't even coming in to be a starter, and they still won the league again. So now what?
Yeah,
They
they
didn't
won
get
the league
big
again, but
signings.
they weren't as good as the
Yeah,
new
so
Champions
where were
League
their
they
big
won.
signings to inspire them to get? They were fatigued. 3 wins
I
in
don't
3 leagues in a
even know if
row.
that's so much of
Treble.
a concern. I don't even. I
called
think
Pep.
what's being missed here is like they went from winning, and then the next
Exactly.
winning again. Where with you guys, it's the same message coming from the same guy with not any delivery. So yeah, I agree with you. I think the Gyökeres signing is going to be a nice piece for you guys. Like just having somebody up top that can certainly put it in the back of the net. But I just don't know if within the rest of the squad right now, if that message is going to be able to translate from manager onto the pitch, because you just heard it over and over and over and over and over again, and the results haven't changed. So it's a true, and like this is not just in football. You hear this in every sport. Like you have to change the message every 3-4 years. Change the message because it just does
Pep
not.
does it. Pep
You know?
does
The
it.
message
Continuously
resonates when you're a
refreshes.
winner.
Guys, I don't
the thing-
agree. I just don't think you guys are taking into account how sold these players are by his philosophy. Like Saka is even saying in interviews, it's a process. It's a process. I really think these players. I don't like that, by the way. I don't like the
How
fact
long's
that the
the
players
fucking
are
process, bro?
super close. Yeah, I agree. I 100% agree. I don't like the fact that the players are super sold on the manager and think he's the genius that some people claim him to be. But the reality
Yeah.
is, you can really tell from the team camaraderie and the way they respond to his tactics and stuff on the pitch that they genuinely value his thing. I don't think they look at it as, oh my God, it's another draining season. Saliba's coming out saying there's no excuse, we better win or nothing else. Like,
But that's not the
I don't
point we're
think it's-
making, Ashraf.
no, it is the point because I don't think the players actually go in. I think we won't win the league for different reasons, not because the players are mentally fatigued listening to the same guy. I think the manager's tactics are gonna get a shot again. I don't think it's because the players are gonna
you're
be
missing
like,
the point. You're missing the point here. You want to call it mental fatigue? I would call it comfort. And I'll tell you what I mean. Let me give you an example, an analogy. Let's say when I started my job, I've been in the job I've been since 2008. When I went in there day one, fresh, bushy-eyed, I got to make sure that, I'm making an impression, doing everything right and what have you, yeah? That lasts about 6 months. After 6 months, it's like, all right, do I need to put this much effort in this section, that much effort? The team, I start to get to know them. Everyone's comfortable. Everyone knows who's going on their coffee break when and everything like that. 2-3 years down the line, it becomes robotic. You know exactly when you're going to meet. You almost know what the person's going to say in the meeting with you. It's not that it becomes stale. It becomes stale. There's no fresh ideas. There's no fresh injections of things. When you're starting this project that you're about to do, even though it's a new project, you already know who's doing this, what's doing it, and whatever. It becomes stale, bro. It can become stale. And it's not till the manager leaves and a new one comes in and then they want to freshen it up and you got to do this. And suddenly there's a new manager. I need to buck up my ideas again. I need to be sharp again and what have you. It's comfort, not just mental fatigue, but it's comfort as well.
I hear that, and I've said as well many times. I think like a fresh manager or a new manager could shift like the mindset of these players to something else, to different attacking tactics that they were not used to the last 2 years. But I just think it's a bit of a stretch to say that we'll be in a top four. I don't know. Like as Mo said, we're finished.
No, I'm not
comfortably
saying top
second.
4-8. I'm saying you finish fourth. Yeah, there's a difference. I don't think you're going to be fighting with Villa, Newcastle, and
I
Forest.
misheard it.
I just. Yeah, no, I said top 4.
You didn't mishear it. He said top 4 is he
No, I
meant
said it,
something
but
else.
what I'm intending by
okay,
that.
okay.
Do you get me? I'm intending that you finish fourth.
Yeah. That I can hear. That I can hear.
It's a language barrier. He's an Arab. It's a language barrier. He's an Arab. It's a language barrier.
That I can hear. If you're saying we think, I definitely think we finished second as things stand, but I can hear us finishing fourth because I don't think City and Chelsea are. While I think we're better, I think we're marginally better. So if Chelsea finish above us, that's not shocking. If City finish above us,
can I ask you guys something for real, right? Like just for real. Anyone that I was listening to what you guys said. Did you guys said that Arsenal have not closed the gap on Liverpool, correct? That is what I'm hearing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We always talk about Arsenal and the depth and not having a backup for Saka. They don't have backup for this. They don't have backup for that. Is that correct? And Chelsea have better depth in midfield. But if we look at Liverpool currently, are we ignoring the fact that currently Liverpool have basically 3 forwards that can play in the league? It's Salah, and they're playing 4 competitions, right? You're assuming that they're going to get Isak, which is fine. I'm going to give you that. But until that deal happens, Liverpool today don't have that. Guehi, if Liverpool get Guehi, it's very close for Liverpool to get Guehi. Yes, they are interested in Guehi.
And Leone.
Arsenal, I don't know who Leone is. I don't know who Leone is.
Parma centre back.
Yes, okay. So Leone. Okay, so is that good for the Premier League? Is that better than Mosquera? Is that better? Okay, so let me ask you something. Is Leone as a backup centre back better than Madueke as a backup forward?
Yes.
Because of what?
What? Who the hell is Leone?
I'll tell you why.
What?
Bro, go do your research.
What?
Ceiling always.
Which you did today after you sort of Fabrizio.
No. Hold on.
We didn't know he existed before.
Hold on. We don't talk about ceiling, Osam. We're talking about next season. All our talk is about next season, right? About next season. It is not about the season after.
I already know Madueke is shit.
That's true. It's true.
Yeah, but Leone could be shit as well.
One is unknown. The other one I already know is crap. Would
You'd
I
rather have the unknown than
or
the
would
shit,
I rather have
yeah.
crap? I'd rather have unknown. Thank you very much.
I agree.
I'd rather the shit I already know.
The thing about it is that I disagree. Yeah, Inter Milan actually.
You'd rather have shit.
The problem is I disagree with you.
He's the next Bastoni, basically. That's what they're saying.
Okay, the problem is with me.
Turns out to be a
Yeah,
flop.
can I talk? The difference is, see, you guys, the problem with you guys is that you guys build your conclusions based on hypotheticals that, in my opinion, like you're building your conclusion based on my opinion, and my opinion is different than what you say now.
Your opinion is today's Arsenal, bro.
I don't think Madueke is shit as a backup, actually. I think Madueke is not shit as a backup, for example.
You are such
No, but the difference is I am different than you.
When you say he's not bad as a backup, you don't mention
I am
the
more
context.
consistent than you, and Chelsea fans.
Why are Arsenal not signing Eze? Simple question.
I am more. See, you're changing.
Why are Arsenal not signing Eze?
Don't ask me questions and change my opinion.
Why are Arsenal not signing Eze?
Don't keep repeating yourself, right? I am very consistent. No, I'm not answering until I finish that first point. I am very consistent. I'm very.
But why are they not signing Eze? Answer.
I don't know why they're not signing Eze. It might be because they signed Madueke and it was better to allocate the funds for Eze. It's better. As of now, Arsenal have not come out and say we don't have the funds to sign Eze. They didn't say that. Ben Jacobs, you like to quote journalists. They have said that the winger signing is different than the number 10 signings, which is Eze. He has reported this, right? The thing about Arsenal at the current moment is that I'm not saying that Arsenal are going to win the league or they are close to Liverpool. But currently, Liverpool don't have a lot of forwards next season. Mohamed Salah goes to AFCON. They are going to sign Isak. They did not sign in Rodrigo, so they don't have someone to cover for Salah currently. As if Chiesa.
No, you could use Frimpong.
You want to go based off reports? He's staying.
Who's staying?
Frimpong can play right wing.
He's staying, but Chiesa's not good enough to play in the league, and I said that
Frimpong can do it.
Yeah, anymore for a month. Adi, who cares?
For 6 weeks.
Put Bradley at right back and Frimpong. He's done it in Bundesliga.
Okay. So we talk about the defense. Yeah, Liverpool.
First of all, okay, Momo, let me respond now. I heard your
can't even. Have you guys noticed? I can't even get 2 words. Wallah al-azim across.
That's what you did to Wolfie at the start of the stream. You did that to Wolfie.
I let Wolf. I muted my mic and I let Wolfie.
First of all, big up to the Football Terrace for the raid. 1,500 people in here. Make sure guys are all liking. Make sure guys are all subscribing. Everyone hit the like button. Subscribe to Twitch more right now. That's number 1. Total takeover of the show. Number 1. Number 2. Here's the problem with Mo's argument. If the
Mo didn't even put the argument across for them to have
if the reason why, okay, I'll say it using my own club.
All I heard is the reason why Arsenal for like 5 minutes.
If the reason why Liverpool can't sign Isak is because we signed Ekitike, that by definition makes Ekitike a bad signing in the moment at least. Ekitike this season might score 300 goals and outperform Isak, but we're talking about in the current moment. As things stand, it is suicide for Arsenal to not sign Eze because they signed Madueke.
100%.
As things stand. Could Madueke this season score 30 goals? Yes, he can, because you don't know what happens in football. But we're talking about what we know now. I can't do 15 shows on Footy Judge Mo since the start of the summer, talking about Rodrigo, talking about Leao, talking about Eze, and then you tell me your winger signing is Madueke, and we're all supposed to sit up here and go like, oh yeah, they're guaranteed this and guaranteed that, completely ignoring what critics said about the mental fatigue. All it's going to take is 1 or 2 bad results, and the players are already sick of the same message over and over and over again. What undoes that message is the signings that we have spoken about. Had Arsenal went and signed Rodrigo, had Arsenal went and signed Eze, had they signed players that would help them take their forward line to the next level, no one would be saying this shit. Because you go into the season, first game against Manchester United, literally in 4 or 5 days, your front 3 is Saka, Gyökeres, and whoever the fuck is going to play on the left. Now, if your front 3 was Saka, Gyökeres, and Rodrigo, guess what? Everyone's excited. The fans, the players, the manager, the whole world is going like, I can't wait to see Rodrigo playing on the left-hand side for 38 games. I can't wait to see what this winner brings to Arsenal. But instead, we're sat here talking like, Madueke is a good signing. Yeah, but he stopped the better signing.
I'm not trying to stop your flow, but weren't we just talking about Liverpool and how they need depth? And, you know, if they don't sign, so like, I don't know how this got flipped. Like, I don't know if it was a Jedi mind trick or something like that. How did this got flipped back on Arsenal so quickly? We're talking about Liverpool just a second ago, right? And what you guys need to do. And
I'm using his logic against them.
Like, but what is the logic then? What bring this back to Liverpool now? What you guys need?
I used the Eberechi Eze example.
Okay, so Ekatike, but that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about your depth.
Ekatike didn't stop us from signing Isak.
Yeah,
Madueke stopped them from signing Eze.
But you're still bringing it back to Arsenal, though. Like, I'm still trying to figure out where.
Yeah, but that's what he was talking
about. Because
Liverpool,
the thing is, Liverpool don't have the depth in positions, right? Like, if you lose Mo Salah come AFCON, that will impact what you guys can do, right? You know,
not necessarily with Isak and Ekatike.
Okay, well, assuming you get, I don't even know if you get Isak, to be honest. I'm just gonna be real. I'm at 100 on that. I feel like the way things look right now, and I've been saying this from time, if I'm Newcastle, I'm holding out for every penny. If you don't come with the P's, you ain't getting him. And if that means that he doesn't want to play football this year in a World Cup year, sit out, then that's so be it. Like, they cannot show any sort of like weakness in the window at this point in time. I'm 100 on that. Like, and this ain't no sort of like rival whatever bullshit. I'm talking real. Like, I think if Newcastle want to be able to attract players, which they've been struggling with for the entire year, the one thing they cannot do in this window is just bend over and give Isak and Liverpool what they want. They have to hold out for exactly what they need. Exactly that. Because truly, in this point in time, like 110 million, nobody's seeing 110 million is going to get even like Isak's left boot, let alone Isak. So I don't know. I look at it like this. I'm Newcastle. I don't care about the money. I'm just saying it's the principle.
Right.
Of, if you're coming, you got to come and come correct. That's simple.
We can switch to Liverpool. No, I need to do super chats. Super chats related. Sorry,
trust me. I need to respond. So let me just speak about Liverpool.
Yeah, Hassam, let me do that. Let me run my show. No. Let me do the super chats before we go to the Liverpool with Isak situation, because they're related to, like, some of them are related to Arsenal. Leone has a high ceiling. I hate football hipsters.
Olo, the same on the Sesko. That's a hipster sign as it counts.
Olo, listen. Leone, Hassam never heard about him before yesterday. Love this banter. Arsenal leopard in the tree. Fair enough.
Yes, Arsenal fans, spam leopard in the tree in the chat. Let's take over. We're the underdogs now. Leopard in the tree.
I don't know what that hashtag both from Ed. I don't know what that means. Hassam probably knows, but thank you, Ed, for
both of them, basically. That's what this
means. Both of them. Okay, cool. Yeah, they're gonna get Leone and Guehi. Hassam, you can respond about the Isak.
Let me respond to what Couch said. Big up to all of you guys. So here's what Couch said. He's talking about the depth issue. If we did this stream a week ago, we'd all said Liverpool's problem right now is they don't have defensive depth. As things stand, everything is being agreed with Mark Guehi. I expect he's going to be a Liverpool player. And we're going to sign Leone according to Fabrizio Romano. Whether you rate him or not, that's another body to have in there. So that's now 5 centre-backs that we have at the football club, meaning we have fixed the defensive depth. I'll go based off of what you're saying, Critic. I'll respond to your point. Let's say Isak doesn't sign. Let's say what you said is 100% correct and Isak doesn't sign. As things stand, And based off of, just like you're talking about Newcastle's behavior all summer, based off of Liverpool's behavior all summer, do you think we're just going to call it a day and not sign anyone up front?
So you're just gonna, but okay, but what is there? What have you been linked with outside of that? And like, if you sign somebody else, it depends on who that somebody else is, right? Like you can put a name down, but like it would depend on who that person is, right? Like whether or not that's going to actually push you further along, right?
Oh yeah, 100%. But if you go based off like what's been reported, as an example, we've been linked to Bradley Barcola. That could be a signing. Let's say if Isak doesn't join, that could be a player we could go for. So based off of my club's behavior for the last 2 months, which I've never been here before, so we've never behaved like this before. But if I go based off of the evidence that we've seen this summer, even if Isak does stay at Newcastle, I trust that my club will at least go sign 2 forwards or something. So it's not like we're going to sit on our ass and do nothing. And a club that won a league title with the likes of Nunes playing up top and Luis Diaz, who was inconsistent for a while, I would trust my club to win a league title even with Ekitike, even with these players. And then based off of like, we can go based off reports. If Liverpool don't sign Isak, maybe we go sign Rodrigo. Maybe we go sign Bradley Barcola. I don't know who it is, but it could be someone who also bolsters our front line. So offensive depth as things stand, if you bring in Isak, we already know that the depth is there because Ekitike covers sides. And we know with Rio as well, he's a kid still, but he can play the Carabao Cup games, FA Cup games. But if we don't bring in Isak, I've answered your question. I think if we don't sign Isak, we probably go sign 2 players in the front line who will not be as good as Isak, but will still be very good players. So,
yeah,
fair enough. Let me now. I wanna switch this a little bit, and I wanna get this.
By the way, Indy Kyla update, Guehi done.
He's not.
I can't believe we're saying Indy Kyla update in 2025. Allah, he's been spot on.
For real.
He's actually spot on this summer, I swear.
Okay.
No. He's not been spot on. He said something about Arsenal, which didn't come true. Guaranteed they're signing this player.
He has been spot on this window. The guy has been
No, there was one player about Arsenal. He said guaranteed it didn't happen.
Even one player he didn't get it right. That doesn't mean he got.
He's not okay. That's factually incorrect. Then no, he's not been 100% spot on everything. Honestly, I can't remember who the player was.
99% spot on. Happy now?
David Ornstein is retweeting him. How is that even possible, man?
That's so wild. Like,
but Ornstein's got stuff wrong as well.
Yeah, Ornstein told you Morgan Gibbs White to Spurs.
Exactly.
He extended.
No, but that's not a lie though. That was happening. Then something changed.
No,
a lie is when a reporter. No, a lie is when a reporter says this is definitely happening when it actually isn't happening. Like the bid has not been agreed. The thing has not been happening. In this scenario, Morgan Gibbs White.
What about when they tell you he's down for a medical and he's not?
That's a lie as well. Yeah.
Okay,
but when did Ornstein say that?
Okay, guys, there's about 1,700 people in the house. Can we get the likes up to 300-400? And if you're new to the channel, guys, the like button helps the channel. If you're new to the channel, hit that like button, people, and subscribe. If you're new, of course. Guehi, Leone, Isak, equal champions. Probably. You are favorites to win the league 100%. There's nobody can disagree with that. We did that. Thank you, Ed. Free Isak. I stand with Isak. We're going to talk about this. If Baleba, that's the reality. Okay, so by the way, there is rumor that Liverpool have offered 125 million. If Baleba's 120 million, and that's what Brighton have quoted him, surely Isak is more. I'm going to say a word about Isak, and I want to, until someone shows me, because there is, to be honest, there is an account, a big account. I follow the account. I get news from the account. It's called Anfield Sector. I don't know who that is. Right?
Yeah.
It's a summon. This person who's running this account, right? And I want people to open their minds here. And I want you guys to listen. Has been pushing on Twitter, retweeting, saying that Newcastle are doing Isak dirty. They should let him go. He's not a villain. He's very good. And he's done the right thing. And he keeps tagging Arsenal fans. He keeps tagging Newcastle fans about Wissa, about Gyökeres, and about all this stuff. I have a question for every Liverpool fan that is here. And I'm just being honest. Don't you think that if there was a gentleman's agreement, someone tagged me, by the way, there is someone in my chat, not right now, it's called Hazem or something, tagged me in a report that's saying that apparently Isak informed them that he's about to leave. Okay. Is informing your club when you have 3 years contract left that you want to go is different than having a gentleman's agreement that, listen, we agree that we're going to let you go in the summer. Like there is no report that said that Newcastle sat with Isak and told him yes, like Gyökeres, like for example Cisco, for example, with RB Leipzig. It is reported that there was a gentleman's agreement. We're gonna let you go this summer for that amount of money. Like there is no agreement from Newcastle that Isak, yes, thank you so much for your service. We agree that you're gonna go. But everyone is saying that they have to let him go. But they never told him we're gonna sell you this summer. They never said that. So I don't understand how is he the victim here in the Newcastle?
He's a villain for sure in this story.
Like because he told him like
You guys are just
you know
gonna
what?
be wrong and strong.
I inform
Not wrong and strong.
Hassan,
How's that wrong and
Hassan,
strong?
I inform okay, I'm contracted to do this job and I'm getting paid to do a job. Me telling you that I'm not gonna do the job anymore, that doesn't give me the right to leave if I'm contracted to do it. Unless me and my boss, we come to a gentleman's agreement that listen, I'm gonna do 20% of the job and then I'm gonna go. And my boss says, yes, go. That is the gentleman's agreement. There is no report that anyone at Newcastle told him that we're gonna allow you to leave this summer.
Exactly.
There is no report.
Okay,
So,
you all
by the way,
believe...
I'm not faulting Liverpool. By the way, Liverpool are doing what they can sit back and say, this is how much money we can do. We want to up our squad. We want the best. But surely Newcastle here are not in the wrong for saying we never never told you.
You all believe that Isak is the villain. I believe that Newcastle is the villain. I'll tell you why. Because it's what Ornstein reported today and what Melissa already reported last week. If I and you work on the football terrace every week, we're contracted for the next 2 years to work with the football terrace. If I go like, Terry, I'm leaving in the next 2 months. Find a replacement for me. By the time the 2 months comes, Terry hasn't found a replacement. You aren't the villain. You can go tell Terry, I've told you long ago, I'm gonna leave. Now the problem is
that's a false equivalency there.
That's
so
very
bad.
false.
Very false.
Has no
Very
relation.
No relation.
You're not
in
under
any
contract.
job, in
You're not
any
under
job,
contract.
in any job when you're under contract and you want to leave, you have to inform your company. before
Here's the
why.
thing.
No.
Okay, let me okay, hold on. Let me give him.
Fine.
If okay, I'm gonna give you Sam. If you have a value in the market, you cannot just tell the people that you can leave. That is different. Because now players are assets. So they can't just say I'm gone. It's different than a job. You're under contract, and if you want to leave, you'll have to bring a certain amount of money for us to let you go. That's what's in the contract.
Yeah,
so it's
I
different than
understand.
having a job. Okay,
I'm
great.
not talking about the money.
Let me
part.
just talk about that.
I was contractually obligated in my last company, my last job that I had as the engineer in the company for a year. I left my job 3 months into that contract. I told them in the second month, I'm leaving next month. So it gave them enough time to go find a replacement that I then trained to become the next guy. Now we understand that these are only
Such false equivalency.
Again, and I don't understand.
I just said these are
Osam
life
is doing
examples.
Osam is doing
These are
the
life
same
examples that don't apply. Let me speak because I have to go pray and come back.
You might as well tell me what you're having for dinner,
are
man.
life
That'd be more relevant.
These are life examples that that obviously I didn't have like a release clause or something like this. Of course, that's different. But all I'm saying is, let's look at it from Isak's perspective. If I go to Newcastle and go like, guys, this summer I'm going to leave you. Apparently, according to Ornstein, they were informed since the Everton game. So since match
Habibi,
week
you
13,
can't say that because there is a value of
Yeah.
Osam.
I understand there is a value.
Osam, same happened on Al-Ahwa, guys. He doesn't want to understand that a player's contract is different because there is a value of you being at the club. Someone has to get compensated.
I just said it.
It's
I
not
literally
like a
just
job.
I literally just said that. I literally just said that.
Hussam, let me give you this
trying
scenario.
to rage bait me doesn't work. I literally
Wallah
just
al-Azim,
said,
I am not.
I literally
Wallah
just
al-Azim,
said
I am
I
not.
did not
I want to hear what he
have
says.
All of us
a
trying to
release
rage
clause.
bait you. All of us trying to rage bait you. Yani
Okay,
all of us
let
are
me-
idiots. All
Can
of
I
us
just-
are not.
Okay, let
All
me
of us
ask you
have
this.
IQ of a chicken, and you're the only smart one here on this panel.
Can I
And
just
all
speak
of us
for
are
20
stupid.
seconds?
No, wait,
We're all
wait,
stupid,
wait.
and you're the
When
only
someone-
smart one here.
When all of you agree on one thing, you have to let the other opinion talk. So let me just speak for 20, 30 seconds and explain what I said. I said 5 times in a row, it's different when I was at my previous job because I don't have a release clause. I said it. I'll say it again here so you will hear it so you don't respond to something I didn't say. I know that it's different because I don't have a release clause or a transfer value. So it's not like another chemical company bought me for 100 million. I get that. But I'm saying from a replacement perspective. So I'm looking at it from Isak's perspective. So if I'm Isak, I went to Newcastle. I go like, guys, this summer I intend on leaving Newcastle. Liverpool are going to come in and make a bid for me. I'm telling you from match week 38, so you can go find the replacement. Now, if Newcastle then proceeds for the next 2.5 months to not be able to find the replacement, that's not Isak's fault. As an example, quick example, when Manchester United were busy trying to sign Mbeumo, they were not even linked to Sesko. And we knew at the time that Arsenal are going all in for Gyökeres. Had Newcastle then and there went and tried to sign Sesko, Sesko would have been at their football club. Also, the reason why football fans are hypocrites is no Newcastle fan has any problem with Wissa not going to training at Brentford.
I wanted him to say that. I wanted him to say this.
Hold on.
I wanted him to say this. I wanted him to say this specifically because, Sam, there is a gentleman's agreement that they told Wissa you can leave.
26 mil. 26 mil.
You're building all your argument on gentleman agreement. That's very
100%.
No, I don't even think that's
You're
the
building
issue.
yours on nothing.
The thing
You're
that-
building
the thing
yours
that's
on
ignored
nothing.
here, the thing that's ignored here, and I think that needs to be brought to light, is it has nothing to do with them finding a replacement. It has everything to do with matching the valuation for the player.
Exactly.
Like they
Yeah.
could easily go to Chelsea right now and get Jackson in there if they wanted to. You know what I mean? It's not about like the replacement. It's about the valuation not being matched. Until you match the valuation, you're not going anywhere. They don't like they'll sell him. They just gotta sell him for the right price.
You're arguing something that I'm not.
So
I'm
then what are we
not
talking
talking
about?
about
then?
valuation.
They haven't
We're
met the
talking about
valuation, man.
Isak. We're talking about Isak being the villain. If he informed Newcastle and gave them enough time to find the replacement, which is what Craig Hope and Keith Downey, who are the two Newcastle journalists, have been reporting for the last month, we need to find a replacement before we sell Isak. We need to find the replacement. We need to find
You
the
know why
replacement.
this is so dumb?
So for the last
two
2.5 months, they haven't gotten a replacement. That's on them. Now, in terms of value, if you want to talk about value, Newcastle want 150 million. They're not going to get 150 million just because you value a player.
He's throwing a tantrum.
Yeah, okay. Just because you value a player at said number doesn't mean that you're going to
Okay, hold on, hold on.
100% get
How
150
much?
million.
How much did you sell Coutinho for?
114.
I think 130 or 120, 130.
How much did you value Coutinho?
Same thing, probably.
So you got paid the money that you
that's one
valued your
example.
player.
That's one example. We valued Nunes higher. We sold him for lower. We valued Diaz higher.
But
We sold him
Nunes
for lower.
didn't throw a tantrum. You weren't. Nobody came for him for
Diaz
that money.
didn't play a
Wait, can I
preseason.
just understand
Newcastle-
your argument? Can I understand your argument?
Diaz didn't play a
Oh, give me 1
preseason.
second. So let me ask you this. What you're saying is because Isak came to them and said, I want to leave. You've had, basically said, you got the summer, find someone, let me go.
Yeah.
He's done nothing wrong. Yeah?
Yes.
It's not his fault.
I agree with you. I agree with Hussam
Okay,
on this
wait.
point.
No,
Okay,
that's my
let's just
argument. Why are you
let's
talking
just reverse that. Let's just reverse it. Let's say Isak was a shit player, okay? And Newcastle turned to Isak and they say, you know what, you're shit. We want you to go. You've got 2 months to find a club. You're still under 3 years of contract. If you can't find a club after the 2 months, we're gonna stop paying you. Would people say Newcastle are not the villain in that, even though he's
They
under
can't even
contract?
do. They can't even do that legally. They can't.
Yeah, but you're mentioning
Exactly.
something that they can't
Exactly.
do.
Legally, they can't do this.
Yeah,
Exactly.
you're mentioning something that they can't do. As an example, we did
Yeah,
this with
but
Nunes.
he
And-
can't
and
leave.
they can't do because it's legally.
Evaluation because
Isak
he's
is
under
doing-
contract.
What
That's the
Isak
whole
is
point
doing
of the
that. What
example.
Isak is doing now is illegal. That's why, hence fines, hence court cases, hence. Like what Isak doing today is something that you cannot do under
Okay,
the
when you
contract.
said you agree with Wolfie, what did you agree with? Tell me.
Okay, I agree with Wolfie that he told them, and they said very simple: we value you, Isak, at 150. Bring us the offer on the table. We'll sit at the table, right? That's what they said. We all been doing. Sam, me, you, Ashraf, Wolfie. We have been
But
doing
that's not
shows.
what they've been saying, though.
Okay, hold on. No. All the season since March, we know we have been doing the same show here. We have been told by every journalist, Newcastle value Isak at 150. If Arsenal wanna come get Isak, it's 150. If Liverpool wanna get Isak, it's 150. All of this came from the Newcastle camp, correct?
Don't even knock on the door without 150, they were
Exactly.
saying. Yeah.
So Newcastle said, So basically, what I'm assuming what's happening in the behind the scenes, like Newcastle said, you want to go? Fine. Bring us 150. We'll sit at the table with the
No,
club.
that's not what they said. This is the thing. You're talking about it just from a value perspective. I'm saying the other part. There is the value
Yeah,
perspective.
but all of them is
Let's
connected.
not argue something that I'm not arguing. The value, I agree. Newcastle said, bring me the 150. That's not my argument. I'm talking about the other side of the argument. The other side of the argument, there's two parts. It's a two-part argument. This part, I agree with you. So let's push value to the side. I'm talking about the replacement part. If I'm telling you, go sign a replacement for 2.5 months and you fail to sign a replacement for 2.5 months, I can't be the villain.
No, you are.
Yes, you
What do you mean?
Show me in his contract.
Do we agree that
Wait,
Newcastle has?
Show me in his
Do we
contract where
agree?
it says, if
Thank you, Wolfie.
if I tell you in 2 months and you don't sign a replacement, then you have to let me go. Show me in his contract where it says that.
I'm not saying have to let me go, Wolfie. Once again, don't argue
That's what
something
you're
I'm not.
fucking saying, bro. They
No,
don't have to
I'm
do
saying
shit.
this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. Everyone, all the reports coming out from Newcastle is we will let Isak go once we sign a replacement. Yes or no?
For 150 million.
Mo, I'm not arguing the value point.
It's trying to
No, because I'm not arguing. You're arguing something I'm not. You get annoyed when someone is arguing something that you're not. I'm not talking about value.
Ask me straight questions. I'm gonna ask you yes or
you're
no.
talking value, maybe
I'm gonna answer yes or no.
Maybe we sign him for 120, maybe 130, maybe 140, maybe
No.
150. I don't
So
know. I don't know, and I don't care.
I can
Because that's
destroy
not
your
my
argument. I can destroy your argument in a very simple way.
Okay,
What
but
if-
I'm not talking about money. Don't bring up the money.
No, but the Newcastle's problem is the money that he's forcing
No,
money out.
Newcastle's problem is not the money. You keep missing the point. Newcastle's problem is they can't sign a replacement, Mo.
No, Newcastle's problem.
No, if you
who's
offer
the replacement?
million,
Who's the replacement?
if you offer one sec. If you offer 150 million,
Way more
People really think I'm wrong.
Rejected.
Like the problem is
Hassam,
now
Keep missing
football
the
fans
point.
are
Tell me
very
what I'm explaining
sensitive
this
now.
to you.
Football
Hassam,
fans are
it's-
very sensitive now. Wallah al-Azim, this is getting
It-
crazy.
it is-
People
that
don't want to
we're saying I'm
listen.
wrong and not
Wallah
saying I'm
al-Azim.
right.
They're like fucking
Hassam,
idiots.
Hassam,
They're
Hassam.
idiots.
If Liverpool go tomorrow and offer, I'm just going to throw hypothetical numbers right there. If
90
Liverpool
million.
go tomorrow to Newcastle and offer them 160 million, there, 160 million. No, you think they sell Isak or not?
Bye.
No,
Just
because
answer.
they haven't signed the replacement.
Of course.
Bro, you really
You're
think they'll say
talking
no to
about-
160 million?
Ashraf,
dude.
you're talking about, first of all, you mentioned the value higher than what they value him at.
I'm giving you an
increasing the
example to
likeliness-
tell you it's not about only
increasing the
replacement.
likeliness of him leaving. You all are keep talking about value. Liverpool might pay 150, we might pay 140, 130, 120. I don't know, and I don't care. My point is, every single time we
The
get a
argument
report-
here, who's the villain, Hossam? So the
every
money
single
makes
time we
sense.
get a report out of Newcastle, we're talking about the Isak replacement that they're trying to sign that they have failed with over 6-7 targets in. Mbuemo, Delap, Pedro, Ekitike, Sesko, all of them, they have failed at signing a replacement for Alexander Isak. Now, do we all agree, last week, had Sesko signed for Newcastle, that Isak would probably be a Liverpool player by now?
No.
For the
I'm
right
not
money.
100 on that either.
For the right money.
The right
for
money,
Have
yes.
you offered Newcastle
I'm
150?
gonna
Binary.
present a very simple point here.
I
that people
agree
need-
with your value point. Stop
Stop.
bringing it up. I agree.
No. The
No,
value,
you
the
have to
value,
bring it
the
up
value is
because
very
nothing else
important.
matters.
I think the
It doesn't
value.
matter.
Wolfie,
If I have
let
my
me-
house to sell and no one offers me 150,000 or whatever I value the house at, it doesn't matter if I've gone and found my next house, bro. Come and offer me my actual valuation, and I
Okay,
won't
can I
sell
answer you with the
otherwise.
house
No,
analogy?
some people are
Okay,
not
I'll
gonna.
answer you with the
Some
house
people don't want to
analogy.
understand.
Wolfie
Wrong
wants 150,000 for his house, correct? I come to you.
I'd need a
I
bit
say,
more than that.
okay, no, ya habibi, khalas, just use the same number.
All right,
Don't
get on
argue
with it. Go on.
stupid shit. Okay, so let's say Wolfie wants 1 million for his house. Okay, I come to Wolfie and I go like, Wolfie, me and you are gonna negotiate about this house. 1 million is what you want. We will get to negotiation process. Wolfie comes to me and says, Hussam, wait, don't come and buy my house now because I'm looking for another house so I can go live in that other house. He then proceeds for the next 2.5 months to not find a house to live in. That's the thing that I'm arguing.
Wallah al-Azim,
Completely,
I don't think he understands the point. I
because
think
you must have
Wolfie,
never
he's
bought
very
a house,
smart.
or it's different to what it is in England, man. You sell your house, and then you can go. You know how much money you have to now go and afford your other house, to look into the market. There's a chain when it comes to houses, bro. The analogy is not good. You either offer me my £1 million for my house, or you piss off. It's that simple, bro. It's black and white.
To players, because Ouattara is the replacement to Wissa. Wissa is the replacement to Callum Wilson, who's going to Newcastle. That's why Wissa's not training. That's why Ouattara needs to go to fucking Brentford first before Wissa goes to Newcastle. Easy answer.
Wallah al-Azim, I'm going to tell you something, Wolfie. Hussam is very smart. He's very smart. I know the guy. Forget YouTube. He's ignoring what we're saying on purpose. I'm going to tell you a hypothetical. What is stopping, if people are saying that Isak, there is no way back, and I'm going to repeat this again. If Liverpool go back and offer only 100 million, they said, Isak, there is no going back, right? Okay. Isak is not going to play football for Newcastle. The money makes a lot of sense here because Newcastle value their asset at 150, same as Wolfie. Like Wolfie, for example, if someone, with all due respect, Wolfie, if Wolfie is selling his house and someone is twisting his arm and Wolfie doesn't have a place to stay and someone is kicking Wolfie out of his house and he values his house at 150, and in the market, we all know that if Baleba is worth 115, a striker as good as Isak is worth at least 140, 150 million, correct? If someone is twisting Wolfie's arm and offering him 100 million for a house that is offering 150 million, that person that is twisting his arm is the villain, not Wolfie, because he doesn't want to sell his house. Because
And
his
also,
house's value is 150.
So
and also,
Wolfie
let's just collapse
home.
Sam's whole thing. Sam, who did Forest sell Alanga to? Who did Forest sell Alanga to?
Newcastle.
Did they sell him before or after they bought the replacement for Alanga at Forest?
I don't know the Forest news, to be honest with you.
Okay. Forest sold him, and then 2.5 weeks later, bought Dandoy.
Okay.
So
We're doing the same
your
thing with
whole
the left
thing.
wing, apparently.
I mean,
Your whole thing is-
there's no. Let's just be real. There's no one way to do this. Like you can buy first,
Yeah.
sell later.
Exactly,
sell
man.
later.
He's resting his
It
whole
doesn't
thing. The
matter.
bottom line is you have not met their valuation.
Right.
Meet their valuation, get the player, or leave the fucker to reintegrate or whatever he's going to do.
I'm going to ask Sam one
The
question.
problem is
Wallahi, one
you're
question.
speculating completely here. Today, go right now on your Twitter, search Keith Downey, search Craig Hope. The start of every single article that they have written, and these are the Newcastle journalists,
Is he informed them?
Isak, no, I'm not talking about that part. That was Ornstein. The first of the beginning of every single article, Wolfie, I can send you the link right now to all of them, is Isak replacement. Isak replacement. Isak replacement. Your club, and that's critics' point, your club decided to sell Elanga first and then go and sign his replacement.
Why did they sell Alanga first?
Habibi, I don't know why your club sold him
Okay, I'll
first. The
tell you
point
why.
is-
I'll tell you why. Because the offer was higher and they felt that it was too good to refuse.
Okay, hello, no problem.
Exact words
Fair.
of why they sold.
Hello, no problem. I have no problem with your argument whatsoever. I'm saying Forest's approaches, I'm going to sell Elanga, and then after that, I'm going to go get a replacement. That was critics' point that he just said. Not every club operates the same way. The problem at Newcastle is they're insistent on getting the Isak replacement first and then selling Isak. That's the problem.
For
That's
the
been
right value,
problem.
though.
That's been the problem for the last 2.5 months, which is
Who
we
was the
are
Wilson
trying to
replacement at
find-
Newcastle?
Look at it this way. Look at it this way.
Who was the Wilson
What-
replacement at Newcastle?
What's this? Liam Delap, Joao Pedro, Mbuemo, Ekitike, Sesko. I'm at 5 strikers that they looked at as the Isak replacement.
Who's
I
the
don't
Wilson
mention Wissa.
replacement at
I
Newcastle?
don't mention Wissa because Wissa is the Callum Wilson replacement. So these 5 were looked at
Wait,
as the
wait.
one
Did
that-
they get Vissa in before they released Wilson from his contract?
No, but Wilson
No,
was a free
after.
agent. So there's no transfer value or anything. So that's a
Okay.
completely different argument. My point is, look, if the club that we're trying to buy from is saying, wait, I need to sign a replacement. Wait, I need to sign a replacement. Us arguing value is nonsensical because there is no need for us
No,
to
but that's-
talk about the value of the
not.
That's
player.
not what happened,
If
though.
they haven't even
You guys
signed a
put in a
replacement.
bid. You put in a bid for 110 million. So it's not them
Yes.
saying, wait. They said, here's the money. This is what we want. And you guys, they turned it down because you guys did not meet the valuation. It's not about, hold on. You know what? Hold on to that 110 until we find somebody. No, meet the valuation first and foremost. We can find I have no doubt that they can find a striker. They can find a
You're
strike.
saying you have no doubt. Based on this
Yeah.
summer, there's big doubt, brother.
Yeah,
And by
they
the
can
way,
easily
based
come in
if
for
you go
Jackson. Easily.
if you
Based
go
on the way
based on
that they've been
reports,
moving this summer, there's big doubt.
They can come
if
for
you go
Jackson
based on
easily.
reports, the reports are saying the whole reason Isak threw a fuss and said I don't want to play for Liverpool anymore is because Newcastle not letting him go. If Newcastle went and told them, hey, don't worry, we've agreed with Liverpool, let us just get the replacement in and then you can leave, he wouldn't be throwing a tantrum. He wouldn't be saying I'm not going to play anymore, right? Liverpool are waiting for Isak, for Newcastle to open the door so they can bid again, and Newcastle are saying they don't want to sell Isak unless they get the valuation. And Isak is saying, I'm not going to train. All this fiasco would not have happened if what you're saying is true. I'm not saying, of course, they want to get a replacement 100%. But you're making it seem, Hassam, tomorrow they got Sesko, for example. Let's say he didn't join United. Tomorrow they got Sesko. Liverpool come, here's 110 million. They would have said, yes, 100% give us. They probably would have still pushed back and
Now
said,
you're changing my argument. That's not what I'm saying.
I'm telling you, if you go to them and forget 160, that was crazy.
Thank you,
Let's say
Sophie.
100
Who is
let's
the
say-
Longstaff replacement? Who's Longstaff's replacement?
Stop
at
it,
Newcastle?
Wolfie. Let's
Using
assume
Longstaff as an example is
let's
just so
assume
sad.
okay.
Liverpool
No,
go
'cause you said
tomorrow.
that was their transfer policy.
Who was
Osam,
the
Yeah,
replacement?
exactly.
Osam, do you have to go to pray? You have to go to pray.
Who was the replacement to the bench player in 3 minutes? Ashraf, quick response to what you're
I
saying.
need
No, sorry,
jump
one last thing. I
I
just
know
want to end
Wolfie
on this.
has to go. Osam, do you have to go pray? Yeah, Osam,
Yeah, there's صلاة العشاء بعد ثلث ساعة.
Can you go pray and come back, please? Can you go pray and come back?
Okay, let me just respond to his point and I'll go pray.
Okay.
I just want to
Alright,
say
I
this
gotta
last
jump,
point.
Yes, yeah, Wolfie.
Big up, Wolfie. I just want to say this last point. I still say if Liverpool go to Newcastle tomorrow and tell them, fair enough, you want 150 million? Here's 150 million. I think Newcastle sell him regardless of who they've got. Even if they haven't got anyone, they'll say,
This
give
is
us the
where me and
150
you
million.
have
We'll figure out someone
fundamentally
now.
disagreed. I fundamentally disagree with this. I'll ask you a quick question. If Sesko chose to go to Newcastle, is Isak a Liverpool player now? Be honest.
Not 110, but yes.
Hold on.
You would eventually give it the money.
I agree.
Ashraf,
Not
Ashraf,
at
I'm gonna-
110. Wait,
Ashraf,
more. We are having a conversation.
have
You're
to be
getting involved. I have
110
to go in a minute, yeah.
110 million.
I have to go in a minute.
110
Say it
million.
when
No.
I'm gone. Say it when I'm
No,
gone.
no. Then I said,
So
then
he
no. If
just
it's 110, then no.
So Ashraf's answer is not for 110 million. 100% I agree with every word that Ashraf just said, because I don't think that we're going to sign Isak for 150 million either. Hence why, for the last half an hour, I'm not bringing up value. I'm bringing up concept. You just said, your words, not mine. If Sesko went to Newcastle, Liverpool would have already had Isak in their team, but not for 110 million. Habibi, we agree.
Yeah.
That's why my argument was never value. I think there's a negotiation process. You guys are stuck on 150, 150, 150. There's a process. Yani maybe Liverpool will sign him for 125 plus 10 add-ons, for 130 plus 10 add-ons. But I don't know the exact number, but there's a negotiation process. But if the selling club are 100% insistent on, let me get a replacement, there is no need for us to even get involved in the negotiation process if they haven't even gotten the replacement yet. That's why my argument hasn't been about value from the beginning. Because even if Liverpool call Newcastle tomorrow and go like, you want to know something, Newcastle, we're going to offer you 130 million British transfer record with 10 million in add-ons. With 10 million in add-ons to bring up the whole value to 140. So you get 10 million in add-ons. Newcastle go like, but we haven't signed the replacement. And that's been the issue for the last 2.5 months.
Not only. Not only. Okay,
It's not the only
pray.
issue.
Go pray and let me respond. Go pray.
Before I go. Final statement.
Don't be
Final
late. Just
statement,
go.
go. Ashraf's words, not mine, is if Sesko went to Newcastle, Isak would have been a Liverpool player, but not for 110 million, which I agree with. That's why my argument hasn't been about the money from the start. Now I go pray and come back.
Join the wrong stream or not?
لا الساعة 7:30 مش 6:30.
Okay. Let me guys respond to this. Guys, hit that. Guys, can we get the likes up? Let me just have a conversation. I know we're
You got
all,
it 1 hour wrong.
Yeah, you got it 1 hour wrong. It's actually crazy.
man.
I knew, by the way, I knew the stream is at 7:30. I knew that because I know it's a loaded mag, right?
Why didn't you tell me then if you
I knew. Because
Yeah.
you didn't tell me which one is it. I know it's a loaded mag. It's a Peter's stream.
Yeah.
It's a 7:30. I know it's a 7:30.
No, the mushkila was he initially said sit on us and then he changed it.
Anyway,
Anyway.
let me respond. Guys,
خليني نصلي anyway, I'll be right back.
go ahead. People in the chat, be a little bit logical. And wallah al-azim, this is one of, like, I think we're very logical people here. Critic is very logical. Ashraf is very logical. Osam is very logical. Guys, what's stopping Liverpool from bidding only 100 million? What is stopping Liverpool from bidding 100 million? What is the difference between 100 million and 130 million? Is there a difference? Both of them are below the valuation of Newcastle, right? Am I wrong to say that? Both of them are below the valuation because you have Liverpool now is the upper hand, has the upper hand, and it's not their fault. It's not Liverpool's fault at all. Liverpool are doing what any club does. We want a better player, so we're gonna go and bid as low as we can, right? We value him as 110, 120 max. That's what we're gonna do. Newcastle now are in a corner. Basically are in a corner because Isak doesn't want to even sit with them and talk with them, right? So he's the villain here. Newcastle are wrong. They're incompetent. I agree with everyone. Incompetent club. They told him, we're going to give you more money, right? And they went back on the wages. And then now they are looking to offer him a new contract, right? Newcastle trying to find a replacement and they can't. But in the same time, a player under the contract in 3 years cannot twist the club's arm. Let me give you an example. If Arsenal values, I'm going to give people an example so people don't just open your mind. If Arsenal value Saliba at 100 million or Chelsea value Palmer at 100 million, let's just both. And Palmer has 7 years left at his contract, correct? And Palmer in 2 years say, by the way, I'm not playing for you again. Find a replacement for me. And Real Madrid comes say, by the way, we value Palmer at 150. And Palmer doesn't want to play for Chelsea again. How do you think, who's the villain here? The guy who signed a 7-year contract and agreed to sign a 7-year contract? Or the club that is not willing to let him go for a 50 million? If Arsenal values Saliba at 100 million and he signed a new contract, it's not Arsenal's fault that he can't bring the 100 million that Arsenal value him at. By the way, Newcastle value him at 150. He signed the contract and he didn't put a release clause for 120 million. And by the way, people say Newcastle can value him. And by the way,
it doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter what the market.
It matters because we're being logical people, right? Do we think a top striker in the world now, if midfielders are going for 100+ million, like a Baleba,
you pay a min for goals,
like
man. Simple. You pay a min for goals. Simple.
Strikers are way more expensive than than midfielders. So logically speaking, 150 million for one of the best strikers in the world now. If Baleba's worth 100 million, it's just fair.
Yeah,
if
but
you don't have the money,
said, I don't even think that the market is dictated by, midfielders versus strikers versus wingers. Like, the value for Newcastle for Isak is 150 million. It's not about like what.
And they didn't say 250. They didn't say 300 million like Barcelona did for Pedri, for example, or Lamine Yamal. They didn't say that. It's
the value that Newcastle put on him. If you can't meet that valuation, then there's no deal. It's just that simple. Like, they have to think about their best interest here. And for me, 150 million puts them in the market to get another top striker and then some. That's the value for Isak for them. They're not going to be able to like replace Isak for another player. Like, there's no like for like replacement there. So they need to go above and beyond the 100 million that he might actually be worth. I don't know, maybe 120 something.
Someone said Baleba is not 115. Brighton thinks he's worth that because they thought Caicedo's worth 105.
That's exactly the point.
Like West Ham,
Caicedo back then, Caicedo was maybe about a 75 million pound player. And Brighton.
Okay. Tina, what? Okay, that is your valuation of the player. A striker in the current market who played 34 games last season, that is the second top scorer of the season. Last season, one of the best strikers. Currently, I think it's worth 150 million. If he has 3 years left, if he has 1 year left, it's different. You guys, Liverpool fans, keep trying to reduce that because they want Isak to look good. We're not saying your club is doing anything bad, but you're being sensitive. Isak is basically putting Newcastle in the corner. I want you guys to imagine this. Let's imagine this. Again, Liverpool fans, imagine this. If Isak goes and signs a 5-year contract, okay? Couch, this is very important. He goes, signs 5-year contract with Liverpool. He's banging 30 goals a season for Liverpool the next 2 years. Right? The market goes up. Now strikers are worth 150. 2 years, he's 27 years old. Real Madrid come knocking and say, we want you. He informs Liverpool in that January. He's already had on 20 goals. By the way, I'm leaving. I want to go to Real Madrid. I want to play with Mbappe, whatever. Right? And he's like, I'm not coming to training. Comes the summer, find a replacement for me. Real Madrid come with £100 million offer. It's 100 million. And he doesn't train. Who's the villain here? Him as well. Him as well.
You know what else?
I just think what the problem is here, we're not really understanding that like there is no like the Newcastle hold all the cards. Like they have the
no, they don't. No, they don't. Because he can choose because he's an athlete. No, they don't.
I think they do, and I'll tell you why.
He's the one who's twisting their arm. No.
It doesn't matter though. Like the reason he has a 3-year contract with them. It's not like he's a want away looking to leave next year. There's 3 years left on that deal. Right, so they have to meet their demands. They have to meet that valuation in order for that player to go. Otherwise, he just doesn't play. That's where the value is right now. So they have to meet that valuation.
And I'll tell you the other thing. I'm sorry, but the Liverpool fans are absolute hypocrites. If they're siding with Isak, yet 6 months ago they're crying about Trent. Oh, why didn't he just sign a deal for us so that we could get a fee for him and all this stuff? Yeah. Then where's that same energy they had for Trent now for Isak? Obviously, it's so biased in terms of their opinion that they can't look at this objectively. That's the bottom line of it. That's the bottom line.
And let me. There is a super chat that I wanted you guys from Ed, right? And that is for. I'm gonna do the super chats, guys. Thank you so much for sending super chats and supporting the channel. Ashraf, didn't Gyökeres do the exact same move as Isak? Where is the outrage?
Again, this is a very weird.
Where's the outrage for Trent?
No. Hold on. This is actually it's a different situation, by the way. Gyökeres had an agreement. Exactly. It's not that he told the club. The president said that Gyökeres is leaving for the right amount of money. And by the way, at the end, Gyökeres, Arsenal paid and sat at the table with Sporting Lisbon, and they actually negotiated with them to pay the money. There is a difference. Wallah al-Azim, and
Gyökeres and his agent paid from their own pocket to make it happen.
If you give me one article that Newcastle promised Isak that they're gonna let him go for less than 150, Wallah al-Azim, I'm gonna tell you, Newcastle are the dumbest, and they should, because I can't be a hypocrite.
Yeah.
You know what? For Atalanta with Lookman for Inter, as of now, no one has showed one article saying that Atalanta told Lookman to leave the club for less than 50 million euros. So I'm saying, if my club cannot offer 50 million euros, I cannot blame Atalanta for not selling. They only said, we're going to sell you for 50 million. It's either you pay or not.
By the way,
Wallah, I'm going to raise my hand and say
agreement. No, because if there's a gentleman's agreement, Isak's the idiot because he turns into a Harry Kane.
I was about to say that.
Put it in writing. Or shut the fuck up. It means nothing.
No. I am someone who believes in gentleman's agreement. I
hear that. I hear that. But the reality is that doesn't work in business. Gyökeres' case, for starters, yes, he had a gentleman's agreement.
That means he's not the villain. He's not the villain.
No, wait. In Gyökeres' case, yes, he had a gentleman's agreement. The president said, if they offer this much, I'll let you go. That's one. But I also think he's an idiot for not getting it in a contract, 100%. And I still don't think it's correct for him to not train. I never once sat there and said, yes, Gyökeres, good job on not training, right? And even if I did that from a tribalistic point of view, that doesn't make it right. It's still wrong. That doesn't make sense. By this logic, everything Trent did, which Liverpool fans criticize him for, is actually correct. He trained.
Trent's situation is different.
No, it's not not different because the reality is he didn't want to sign the contract extension.
No, it's not that.
Because he didn't want to leave.
Guys,
it's the same.
I am someone who's trying to be honest about everything. Trent's situation, one of the biggest problems about Trent is he did not address Liverpool fans and Liverpool. He kept silent. He didn't tell people what is going on until March.
What does it say?
Okay, hold on. Until
I'm not
February,
reading my contract. Why do I owe you an explanation?
Until February, there was journalists thinking that Trent might sign a new contract.
How is that his problem? Wait. Hussam, you're the Liverpool fan here. Is there any credible article that came out saying where Trent himself said, I actually want to renew, or I'm going to renew.
Okay, can I
Where
just say
Trent
something
said
more?
it.
I don't
Not
want to
someone
spend a
can
lot on
assume.
Trent. I don't want to spend a
Can
lot on
I
Trent.
just say something a lot more important? Forget Trent. You guys want the same energy. I didn't say anything about Trent anyway. Let me just say this, please. No one interrupt. These guys are so insistent on just talking about the gentleman agreements part. Like they're building their whole argument based on gentleman agreement. I think footballers who do gentleman agreement are idiots based off what happened to the Jokers and a lot of others, because clubs don't honor the gentleman agreement a lot of the times, and because sporting directors change, because the players' value change. Isak could do gentleman agreement with Newcastle to leave next summer, but then Isak scores 15 Champions League goals and 30 league goals, and all of a sudden Barcelona want him and Real Madrid want him and Bayern Munich want him. Gentleman agreement, my ass. That's number one. Number two, every Tuesday I come here and people in the chat notice I get gaslit by these people into I'm saying like something crazy. Let me just say, no, don't interrupt, please. Today, Craig Hope, with each passing day and target gone, the chances of Isak not being allowed to leave increases. Newcastle's strongest hand in getting him back on board is that they can say, we tried. But without suitable replacements, he cannot go. Craig Hope words. Now, Keith Downey words. This is the point I was trying to make last night. It's not like they've not tried. They came so close to getting Sesko last week, which would have allowed Isak to get his wish and go. There are just very few options left, if any. Which is why I built my whole argument based off the whole replacement things, because that's the reports coming out of Newcastle. And let's keep in mind who the two journalists I quoted are. Two Newcastle journalists. So they're getting this information straight from Newcastle. This isn't Isak agent. This isn't any of this stuff. So we're talking about replacements in both tweets from both journalists, which is why my argument was never based off value, because value can always be negotiated. Sometimes you buy a player for more than his value. Sometimes you buy a player for less. Sometimes for equal to his value, which is why we've come back full circle. If you tell the football club that you're going to leave and they proceed for the next 2.5 months to not be able to find the replacement, and that's their argument, we get a replacement, we let Isak go. That's what they're saying. That's what Newcastle are saying.
Okay, hold on. Okay,
Craig
I'm
Hope
gonna read
verbatim
that. I'm gonna read that. Great, fantastic.
None of
We
them
didn't
brought up
we didn't
value, none of
interrupt
them
you.
mentioned 150.
No. I didn't interrupt you. Every single journalist before Isak did his last move were saying that Newcastle will let him go for 150 million if they sign a replacement. But they won't let him go even for 150 if they can't find a replacement. Basically, Newcastle conditions are this. We need to find a replacement and we need to get the right money that we think we are owed for you. Thank you. That's the problem. The replacement thing is incompetence from Newcastle part. But at the current moment, Osam,
that's why Isak isn't the villain, صح?
No, that's wrong. At the current moment, okay. Because the reason why
Liverpool
argue
value again. Let's argue this point.
لا إله إلا الله والله العظيم يا حسام.
You don't want to argue value because you know you have no answer to the value argument.
Yes.
No, because I've already
agreed
agreed with you.
Let's be real.
Isak is not the villain. Newcastle said your value is 150 million. Isak is not the villain. If Liverpool offered, for example, 140 plus 10. Now, Isak is not the villain because he can go to them and say, I brought you the value that you said to everyone that you value me. Let me go.
Exactly.
But 120, 110, 120 plus 5, basically that's 25 million short, which can buy a backup striker in this market. Basically, the reason why Newcastle might accept that is because he's threatening them with not playing football. He's threatening them with not showing up. Otherwise, Newcastle would say, no, it's 150 or bust. That's why the value of Hussam is so important. And let me finish that next point. It's very important. What is stopping Liverpool from offering? And I said that when you were praying, and Wolfie was praying as well. If Liverpool, what is the difference between 100 or 130, right? From Newcastle to saying if both are below the valuation, they are not getting what they think the asset is worth. Basically, they are being forced to sell for less than valuation. So Liverpool can go and offer 110. Fuck it. Take it or leave it. That's all we're going to offer. This is it, 110.
Okay.
And the point you just made there is bang on. If if Liverpool had offered 150 million and they rejected after putting that in the valuation, then he goes on strike. That's when he's not the villain. That's when he's not the villain, bro.
Okay. Everything you guys are saying is beautiful.
Answer.
Simple question, Mo. If Liverpool offer tomorrow 150 million, do you think Newcastle would sell Isak?
I think they would actually now sell him.
Okay. The reason why I disagree with you is the arguments built from Newcastle's perspective is all based off replacements.
No. If they don't sell him, I'm
Well,
gonna
I mean,
respond.
that's the optics of it, man. Like, think about it.
If they don't,
people-
Hassam,
just 1 second.
if
1 second.
Hassam, coach, I'm gonna
Yeah.
say one sentence. If Liverpool offer 150 and Newcastle doesn't sell him, basically at that point, Isak is 100%. His hand is in the water. He is fair and square. Brought them the value. It's their fucking problem to go and find the replacement.
Okay,
At this time, he is
their problem.
0% the villain.
Okay,
0%.
it's their problem to go find a replacement. Let's read the tweet again. With each passing day and target gone, the chances of Isak not being allowed to leave increases. Newcastle's strongest hand in getting him back on board is that they can say, we tried. But without suitable replacements, he cannot go. Hello? That's Craig Hope's words, who's a Newcastle journalist.
Okay.
So
all
I'm
I'm
led
saying
to
that,
believe, I'm led to believe, based off what Craig Hope and Keith Downey are saying, who are Sky Sports journalists who work for Newcastle essentially, that even if we did offer 150 million, but they haven't signed a replacement, they won't let him go.
do you
Hence
really?
why,
Do you
from
yourself
an hour
believe that if
ago,
you put up 150
my argument
million,
is not an argument of value because that's not what's been reported.
do you?
don't have an
So there's no price then. There's absolutely no price that they'll sell at then.
That's not what I said.
Well, that's what you're saying. That's what you're implying then. Because if
No,
the
that's not
number
what I'm
is
saying.
okay,
You're
so
gonna
we
say
set the
something
number.
crazy, like,
let's
what
just
if you
say
offer 200 million. That's not what I'm saying.
let's just say that the number, the threshold for them is 150 million. If you put that on the table, they're accepting that because
I disagree.
That is why do you disagree with that?
Because Newcastle haven't signed a replacement, which is
Okay,
their
that's
argument the
okay.
whole
Oh
time.
my
They will
God.
have, brother, like they will have the ability to sign a replacement. Okay, it's a meeting the evaluation first. Number
Right.
one, the reason
gonna
what
read
you're reading right now, what you read right now is basically their way of saying to their fans that listen, we're not accepting this until we can strengthen our squad. But there's no way in hell that you look at the evaluation 150 million, you're going to turn that away. They're not going to turn to their fans and say like, yeah, well, we just took the money. We don't have a replacement, but we just took the money.
You're looking at it from a fan.
Let me read you Craig Hope's. Can I read you Craig Hope's tweet as well?
This is exactly what
So
those guys do.
Craig Hope, guys, Craig Hope as
Yeah.
well.
When was this? Because my one was from today.
Earlier this month, like 1st of August. It's like 11 days ago. That is nothing.
11
The
days
value-
ago versus today tweet.
No, but hold on. But the same. Every single tweet we have seen, the
It's not the same
valuation
because shit
of
changes in 11 days.
Alexander Isak is 150 million. I have seen this from
David Ornstein
50
said the same thing. He said to start a conversation,
When did I
it'll take
deny this?
150
When did I
million.
deny this? Why are you guys shouting about something I didn't deny? Didn't we
because
shake
you
hands
keep saying
on
because you
value
don't
10
want
minutes ago?
because you don't want to
You don't
say
want-
anything about the valuation. That is your problem.
No, I didn't say I don't want to say anything about the valuation. I acknowledge that Newcastle want 150 million, but I'm not arguing valuation because you're reading something from 12 days ago. A lot can change in 12 days. As of today, these are his words. Without a suitable replacement, he cannot go.
Can I ask you something then?
Verbatim.
Why would Newcastle accept less than the valuation? Guys, nobody, let him answer this. Why
Okay,
would
why would
Newcastle
Newcastle
accept
accept less
less
than
than the valuation?
Hello, because in negotiations between football clubs, a lot of the times a football club might set a valuation on a player that they internally do not believe is the actual real valuation. Prime example, use my own club as an example. We wanted 100 million for Luis Diaz. We were never going to get 100 million for Luis Diaz, but that's the valuation. We ended up selling him for 65 to 70 million because Diaz said, I want to leave. Now, the negotiation process between clubs is it's obviously very like something that happens a lot of the times. We've seen it 100 times, all of us. Let's look at today's example. Today. Mark Guehi. From the start of the window, Mr. I read reports. How much did Crystal Palace want for Mark Guehi?
40. 45.
Wrong. They wanted 50 million for Mark Guehi. They wanted Mark Guehi for 50 million. As of what's reported today, Liverpool are going to sign him for 30 to 35. Now, Liverpool's first bid won't be 30, 35. Liverpool's first bid could have been 20. Could have been 25. And then we increased it to 30. Now they accepted the bid. So Liverpool starting the bidding process by 110
Terrible example.
normal because you're not going to immediately give them 150 million. So the problem is, even when Ben Jacobs is talking about valuation, even when he's talking about the value, that's your argument, all of you. Even when Ben Jacobs is talking about the value, he keeps bringing up the fact that they are incapable of signing someone who come in and replace
You're not
them.
answering the question, bro.
That's the problem. So
You're
now
just
the
waffling.
value is 150. Liverpool's first offer.
How
is
do you
110.
replace Isak? How do you replace Isak?
That's Newcastle's problem, not mine.
Okay, so like
Why are you
can't-
bringing the
have to
Guehi
replace
example?
the value on the
I don't
pitch,
get it.
right? You have to
Say
replace
that
the
again,
value
sorry?
on the pitch. you have to replace the value on the pitch, right? So
Not
he's
necessarily.
he's valuable to Newcastle at this number, right? Because now they can go out and get a striker and then also get whatever, a winger or something like that with 150 million, right? You get what I'm saying with that, right?
Yeah, correct.
So it's not about like just replacing him with a striker. It's about replacing the value on the pitch. So they have
But here's the problem. They currently have 0 strikers. That's why your argument is null and void. They don't even have one.
You see, you've waffled so far away from the question, bro.
You want to know who played striker in their friendly game? Anthony Gordon. They don't even have a single striker, by the way. I'm not making this up. Go check it.
So, but I still don't see how you need to match the valuation in order for them to sell.
Okay, you're talking about match the valuation. I gave you an example, 2 examples. One, my club buying, one, my club selling, where the valuation was not met. My point
what
is...
About Coutinho?
Can I just speak value-wise? Can I speak value-wise?
What about Coutinho?
Okay, talk on Guehi.
No, mention Coutinho.
No, I'm not going to mention Guehi or Coutinho. I'm going to mention Isak. So they want 150 million, which I acknowledged an hour ago. Okay? Liverpool's first bid is 110. Completely normal in a negotiation process. I believe that we will get to a resolution somewhere in the middle. It might be 125. It might be 130, something like this, and I believe they're going to end up...
Give me one. Why would Newcastle accept 125?
Because,
give me the reason why Newcastle would accept 125.
Because the player wants to leave. Because the player doesn't want to be there. And me and you both know that when a player throws a tantrum or shows his displeasure with the football club, that brings the value down. It's true. So, just like Diaz, by the way. Diaz said, I don't want to sign.
I agree. I agree with him.
His number down.
I agree with him. So he's the villain.
No, the villain is Newcastle. The villain is Newcastle because of what Craig Hope said today, because of what David Ornstein said today. It's because of what Keith Downey said today. It's not because of what they said August 1st.
Newcastle is the villain. Whatever. Wallah al-Azim, I'm going to tell you guys something. With all my heart, I don't hate Liverpool. With all my heart. Inshallah, I pray to God, Ya Rab, and people after I finish say Ameen. Say Ameen. Inshallah, Ya Rab, Ya Rab, Ya Allah, Inshallah. Isak goes to Liverpool for 125 million.
I won't say inshallah for that. Why would I say inshallah?
He scores 30 goals for the next 2 years, and Liverpool sign him for 5-year contract. And inshallah, in 2 years, I will be doing content with all of you lovely friends and lovely people I love from all my heart. And inshallah, Real Madrid will come for him at Liverpool when he has 3 years left at his contract.
Inshallah, yes. I will say inshallah to that.
And in Liverpool will say that his valuation is 120, and Real Madrid will twist him and tell him, we're going to sign you for 80 million. And inshallah, Ya Rab, Real Madrid only offer an 80 million, and Isak throws a tantrum and doesn't show up to training. So because I want to see my lovely friend, my brother, Sam's response to him not showing up to training, and Real Madrid only offering...
Well, he say Liverpool as a villain then.
70% of his value.
You already saw my response to
are trying to find a replacement.
You already saw my response. I didn't
say Ameen, inshallah, that happens.
Say everything you just said.
Inshallah.
Say everything you just said on the Rational League to Tom Little. Don't say it to me. I said I understand where Trent's coming from because he wants to go to the biggest club in the world. No problem.
How about we just say inshallah?
Yeah, thank you, Ashraf, for being
honest.
I did say that. So you're not.
So you think at that time he has the right? He has the right. If Real Madrid offer less than what Liverpool think, you think Real Madrid have the right to, like, he's not a villain?
Real Madrid is the dream of every football player.
Okay, so you think if you value him at 100 million and Real Madrid offer 50 million, you think it's okay?
Now you're going extreme example.
Wait, would Liverpool be the villains in that scenario?
You went completely extreme.
Would Liverpool be the villains, Hussein, in that scenario?
You went from a valuation of 100 to offer 50. That's not the case in this situation at all.
It's 10 million now. You offered 110. They want 150.
Wallah al-Azim. I saw a Liverpool
said 120.
I saw a Liverpool fan that is really with himself. He sat down and said, even though I want Isak, and I think that Isak is worth 130, right? I still think that Isak here is in the wrong. I wouldn't want Isak to do this to my club. I wouldn't want Isak to not show up to training. I wouldn't want Isak to actually disrupt the club like this and destroy the image of the club that made him who he is today. And he said, that's a Liverpool fan. Wallahi, on Twitter, that is on Twitter. And
It's
he
the
said,
right mentality, like.
which is the right mentality. He's like, I want him, and we haven't. He said that Liverpool haven't done anything wrong. We are getting a player, right? But what Isak did to Newcastle is completely wrong.
I said
And
the
it's
same thing about
completely wrong.
Trent, so I don't care.
I thought you said
Mention
Trent and this
other
weren't the
people,
same.
not
I
me.
thought you said Trent and this weren't the same.
No, that was what Mo said.
Okay, so Trent and this are the same, yeah?
Ashraf, did I say anything negative about Trent going to Madrid?
No. To be fair, he did say that it's
Thank
the
you.
right
See?
move. It's the
Same
player's
energy
move.
everywhere.
But other Liverpool fans in the comments are big hypocrites who have been saying that. In my
Habibi,
opinion,
calm
fair
down.
enough.
huge.
Calm
Yeah,
down.
Habibi, the problem with the Liverpool fans in the chat, wallahi, it's the same as
They
Inter fans.
they follow what
It's the
Sam
same.
said.
It's no. It's the same as Inter fans. It's the same as Arsenal fans. It's the same as Chelsea fans. It's the same as Spurs fans. Everyone is the same as person. Everyone is sensitive about their club. There is so many little people in this world that actually follow the moral code, the right one. They say it as it is because people don't want to look like their club is bad. But Habibi and everyone in the chat, Inter fans, Arsenal fans, whatever fans, you are not in the negotiations table. Say what you think. It's okay if the club is doing something. There's a lot of clubs. Inter did things wrong. Arsenal, Chelsea did. Everyone does things wrong. It is okay to say it. It's not going to affect you personally. And by the way, what goes around, is it what goes around comes around?
100.
Yeah. That's the correct word.
It
So
happens.
what goes
to
around
you.
comes around. Tell me when's the last time it came around for Real Madrid? Yeah, thank
Yeah,
you.
but that's
Anyway,
this
moving on.
fucking demon
Yeah,
club.
but they're the
is different,
biggest
and you know
club.
that.
Ah,
the biggest
demon
club in
club.
world football.
Tell me when's
You
the
know
last time
that-
it came around for Manchester City?
There are
Oh.
demon clubs, and you know that.
Tell
There
me
are
when's it came around for you.
that's
By the way,
always-
it did come around, no, when they lost Cristiano to Juventus.
Yeah, عيب عليك talking about
Yeah,
that
and didn't
came
you
around.
beat
Have
didn't
some
you
shame,
beat
yeah.
Man City vert to
Have
vert?
some
As
shame.
you told me.
Juventus
No.
haven't even won a
Real
fucking Serie
Madrid,
A since then.
Real Madrid got one of the biggest slaps in world football 2 times. Number one, Gareth Bale, when the guy refused to actually do anything and they kept paying him astronomical wage for years. And he's like, fuck you, I'm not leaving and I'm not playing. And the second one is Eden Hazard. You guys remember the Eden Hazard situation? He's not training well. He's gaining weight. And everybody's like, what can we do about this guy? We cannot break his contract. We cannot sell him. So what goes around comes around, Osama. You know, Real Madrid got slapped twice with Gareth
Man
Bale and Eden
City
Hazard.
was-
I
With
don't know.
verts,
You keep saying
turning
what goes
out the
around
all
comes
summer.
around.
They got,
That-
bro.
This is not like a relationship. What do you mean what goes around comes around? This is football clubs. And massive football clubs, what goes around a lot of the time doesn't come around, brother. يعني what? Is Bournemouth going to do it to Liverpool مثلا because we got
But my point about this, Osama, is that if this happens to Liverpool in 2 years only, if Isak joins your club, I will sit here and I will say Isak is the villain. You have no right to twist Liverpool's arm.
Yes, but it
I will
depends
be
on what's
consistent.
happening. There's so many different
I'm an exact same situation. If Isak in January informs Liverpool he wants to leave, I will sit here and say, and if Liverpool doesn't come public and say we have a gentleman's agreement with you to leave, I will call Isak a
But
hypocrite.
the reason why it'll be impossible, Mo, is because you have
I
to look
will-
at the club's position. يعني if Liverpool مثلا in the next 2 years win 2 Champions Leagues, 1 Premier League,
I
is
don't
very
care. I don't care if Isak wants to go. That's not the point. If Isak,
Yeah, but
let me do this super chat so we can finish
with
the show.
Newcastle, he's never ever going to see the
Guys,
success that he wants.
There's a lot of super chats to do. So let's just respond to them because some of them are addressing some of the panelists as well. Pre-Isak, I stand with Isak. Of course, you're a Liverpool fan. I hope he does it to your club, and I want you to come here and say the same. Like I hope
wonder
that
if
he does
said
it
the
to
same
your
about Trent.
yeah. Or
I'm
Coutinho.
glad Trent what he did.
Or Coutinho. At the
Oh,
end, Liverpool
Coutinho, yeah.
said to Barcelona, it's either you pay the valuation or you're not getting Coutinho. And remember, Coutinho threw a tantrum and cried and all the stuff, that shit that happened.
Fake
We all remember.
injury.
Yes, Coutinho faked an injury, and it's the same shit. And we said Coutinho is an idiot for doing this. Unless Barcelona pays the valuation, you're not leaving. Sam, for once, just admit you're wrong. No, he's never going to admit he's wrong. He's never defeated on YouTube. The man from Uncle.
No, he
Sam
did.
is
No.
the undefeated-
That's not true. Wolfie and I pressed him and he admitted he was wrong about the Thomas Partey Zubimendi thing. Because when we pressed him and said, how will Guehi come to your club then and be third choice centre back? And after 20 minutes of pressing, he said, okay, fair enough. Maybe I was wrong about Thomas Partey. So
But he
we
said
have it on
it in
YouTube on
Arabic.
record.
Yeah, he said it in Arabic because he couldn't bring himself saying
We
English.
can
Now
translate,
that-
it's fine.
Now
We can
their
translate.
argument is emotional exhaustion. This is kind of crazy, Diallo, to be
We'll
honest.
talk Diallo. We'll talk.
Emotional exhaustion, Diallo. Yeah, they have no argument.
If Diallo, if you mention it once during the whole season, you know how petty I get. I'm gonna cook you for half an hour straight. I'll stop the whole stream and just.
What's
cook
he
you.
talking about? Oh, Arsenal.
Yeah.
It's the money. In the end, who's the employer? Newcastle have an asset. Because, by the way, do you know why players are different than Osam? Because Newcastle paid money to get the asset. Like, Newcastle didn't do an interview with Isak and said, yeah, you do this job, we're going to pay you. Newcastle paid money to buy the asset. And they actually improved the asset and improve that stock, so they have the right to value him as much as they can.
How much did Liverpool pay for Trent?
Nothing. But he's a scouser, they made him. Osam points only work if the person has to sell, and Newcastle don't have to sell. Exactly this. Newcastle don't have to sell.
And that's the point that he was making about Guehi that was so bullshit, because he left the context out that Guehi has 1 year left on his contract, that they've just dropped into the Conference League and all that stuff. Where his example
It's like the
was
context you left out for Trent and you made a false equivalence.
1-0 more. Sam wants make him sleep at night. Sam wants what makes him sleep well at night. No, I think Osam is convinced, because I think there is a campaign around Liverpool content creators and Liverpool fans to actually improve the image of Isak, because otherwise they're getting a villain at their club. That is actually, I think it's a campaign.
You don't want the publicity.
I think it's a campaign by Liverpool content creators.
I'm better at being the villain than the good guy anyway.
Aaron, it's like 150 million plus gets Isak with or without a replacement. Now sell for less if they can bring in a solid player first.
I disagree with this. If your
Why?
argument,
it's enough that they can't refuse, man.
Melissa, the reason why I disagree: Melissa Reddy, David Ornstein, Keith Downey, and Craig Hope. That's why I
Oh
disagree.
my god! Man.
And none of them said. I want you to get one tweet that said that Newcastle
Wait,
will
wait.
sell
Let me ask
Isak.
one question. They've just been linked with Mateta for 40 million. Let's say Mateta joins tomorrow, Hassam. Will Newcastle drop their price on Isak?
Yes.
Why? Answer.
Because
why would he do that?
Because
Why
of what
is
Mo,
forcing Newcastle. What is forcing Newcastle to do that? Go ahead, Fadal.
because of what Mo agreed with literally 5 minutes ago, which is when a player throws a tantrum and does all this, it decreases his transfer value.
Okay,
doesn't
so then,
hold the
okay,
cards.
basically, okay, coach, he just admitted. So basically, because he threw a tantrum, because he actually is annoyed, because he is the one who's forcing them, so he's the villain. He's twisting their arm. He's holding them at ransom. He's basically holding them at God's point, as we say in
Isak is
America.
not worth 150
He
million.
is holding Newcastle at gun's point. Isn't that
Logically, the
how we say
only
in
players
America?
worth 150 million, the only ones worth 150 million plus is Yamal, Haaland, Mbappe, not Isak.
SL only got the replacement after Eucharist left Sporting Lisbon.
they
Yes,
operate
100%.
Yeah, true.
I told
Yeah,
you this an hour
true.
ago. Clubs
Yes,
operate
AMT, fair. So if Newcastle gets a replacement, should they sell Isak below their valuation? Why should they sell anything below the valuation they believe in?
Exactly.
No
Sam said
one
yes.
can answer this question.
Sam said yes.
No, I've answered it because when a player wants out, the value that you want as
So
a
he
football
is the
club
villain then.
will
He's the
decrease.
villain.
He's got
Just
3
like
years left in his
forget
contract.
Newcastle, just like Luis Diaz, just like Darwin Nunes. We wanted a lot
Why
more money.
didn't
money
Coutinho
because they
value go
wanted
down?
to leave.
Why did it? No. Luis Diaz had an agreement with Liverpool. Liverpool told him stay 1 more year. So there was an agreement that they let him go.
Wrong.
Isak
That never
is-
happened.
You literally told me that before.
No, I never told you that. When did I
Didn't
say
he want to
they
go?
had an
Did he
agreement?
want to go? You told me that he wanted to go to somewhere else, and you said that Liverpool.
No,
told
his
him-
dad was the one coming out in every interview saying,
Yeah,
I want
yeah.
to play for Barcelona. Yeah.
and you said wait
There
for
was
1
no
year and we'll
gentleman
sell you
agreement
next
with
year.
Diaz at all.
Didn't
Diaz
you tell him?
decided to leave this summer
Because
because he
maybe I'm
wants a
wrong.
new challenge and
Maybe,
didn't play in
maybe.
any of the preseason games.
Maybe. But in my opinion, you didn't sell Coutinho as well. You didn't. You didn't.
Okay, that's a
Clubs
positive.
always compromise on estimated value. To be honest, that is fair enough from Omar. Fair enough
Yeah.
from Omar.
There's always a compromise.
I honestly watched preseason. Newcastle play their young striker Usulo, and he did pretty well against Saliba. If you meet their valuation, they will sell. There you go.
Yeah,
But they
that's
don't
what
wanna
you
meet the
think,
valuation.
Brandon. But based on
Wait, let me ask. Do you think if Newcastle don't sign a replacement and Liverpool offer 150 million, will
He said
Newcastle
no.
reject it?
He said no.
yes, I think they will.
He said yeah, they won't sell.
Oh,
Oh.
And by the way, Wolfie, forget
man.
Wolfie, forget that. if that happens, I think, guys, I'm going to let Hussam, don't answer. Couch. If Liverpool offer 150 and Newcastle don't sell, who do you think is the villain is?
Newcastle.
Newcastle 100.
Ashraf?
Newcastle, 100%.
Problem solved.
That's the evaluation they asked for.
See, Hussam? We asked, we're all like straightforward.
That's your argument. That's not my argument.
It's very straightforward. We are straightforward. Ahmed is saying, why were there reports of the second bid coming from Liverpool if the price is not the problem?
You know, Sulaiman, you have become like one of my biggest haters to the point where you just say stupid shit.
He's
to
not
just
a
get
hater. He's
reaction.
just presenting an argument.
The reason why your second bid is going to be higher than the first bid is because clubs don't pay immediately what the other club want. Just like you're going to make different bids for Garnacho. Easy.
And let's not
saying
forget
that-
Hussam said
no,
that he doesn't
hold
go
on,
over
hold on,
120 million.
I think Hussam is avoiding. Ahmed, that is a very smart question. Why would Liverpool bid if Newcastle haven't secured the replacement yet? If Hussam's logic is that they're not
That's
selling.
what I was saying before. That's
Hussam,
exactly what I was saying before.
no answer.
What do you
No
mean, no answer?
His question is not why there is a second bid. His question, why there is a second bid?
If there's no
Despite
replacement.
Newcastle haven't signed a new replacement yet.
It's based
No,
on the
he
fact
thinks
that you
the
said
price is
it's
not the
based.
problem.
He's
It's based
literally
on the
saying
fact that
if
you
the price
said
is not the
they're
problem.
waiting for the
Replacement.
replacement.
That if the price is
Ya
not the
Habibi,
problem.
Ya Habibi, what his point is, you keep mentioning to all of us that, guys, don't mention the price. The price is not the main issue. The
Because that will
replacement
be
is...
negotiated.
Okay,
We
So
all
why
know-
are you
we
bidding
all know
then
the
before they have a replacement?
We all know Hussam's issue.
What?
He said, and Ashraf will be the witness to this, that they shouldn't pay over 120 million. He would walk away for 120 plus £1. This is the
I've always
issue, man.
said
He doesn't want to
120
get it to
150.
150.
Once again, you lie. 0 out of 10 rage bait. I expect
قول
better rage.
والله قول والله ما قلتهاش.
Wallahi, I said 120 to 130. Wallah, that's what I said.
No, I'll dig it up. But you said
Dig it.
wallahi.
He
Okay.
said 120 to 130 million.
Not on the stream we did with Ashraf.
No, he did not with Ashraf. Today he said that.
No, I'm not saying today. 3 weeks
Okay,
ago.
Newcastle won't buy someone before sell him because if they sell for 150 other clubs, Newcastle want a player will instantly increase whatever offer. We've seen it before, like 50 million offer becomes an 85. That is very logical. So thank
That's
you
a very
for
good
this.
point from a City fan
Very
as well who
good.
understands this. Thank you.
Very, very, very good point.
Yani
Super-
Nicholas Jackson is looked at as an Isak replacement. If Chelsea know that Newcastle have 150 million, then they're gonna ask
Guys,
80
But
million.
هم-
for Jackson.
but
Guys,
that-
guys,
that
guys, it
not
is
the
a
point.
ridiculous point. I'm sorry. That's no club ever operates that way. You think if Newcastle right now go to Leipzig or go to any other club and say, we want your striker, Newcastle, Leipzig are going to be like, well, we don't know if you're getting 120 or 150 for Isak. So we're going to hold off yet. But they know you're getting over 100 million. So they'll fleece you anyways. It doesn't
100%.
actually make a difference to what they're going to sell because they know you're getting that money.
Okay, yeah, I think that is a good response from Ashraf. Michael, he said, Ter Stegen release clause at Barca is 500 million.
That
Okay.
is
No
one's
mad.
paying
For the
that,
best
brother.
keeper in the
No
world. I know
one's
he's the best
paying
keeper in the world, but that's mad.
Yeah, but no one is paying that. The guy saying, what if Wirtz next season says, Barca want me and I want to go? Here is my 2 months resignation and send me to Barcelona's to spend me for Barcelona's valuation. Surely Liverpool agree then.
It depends on who we're signing. Did we get a replacement in? Did
No,
Liverpool
no replacement.
speak?
No,
did
no,
Wirtz
no,
come
no
to Liverpool
replacement
and
yet.
say,
No replacement yet.
did Wirtz come to Liverpool and say, I want to leave, and then Liverpool proceeded to fail to get a replacement? These are the different things. If Liverpool
Okay, yeah,
failed
yes,
to replace,
Correct.
if Liverpool failed to replace Florian Wirtz, then that's an L on us as a club. We should
Okay,
be
so-
Yeah,
able to.
but
Like,
are Liverpool
if
the
Florian-
villains?
Okay, if Liverpool, Sam,
Yeah, I
let me-
just said that.
so
Wait.
Wirtz wants to leave
Why
after
did
1
you
year.
guys? Question, guys,
La- la,
one sec,
this
one
is
sec, one sec.
crazy.
One sec, guys, one sec, guys,
And the
one
thing
sec.
that we have
La-
He's
la-
wrong. He
la-
can't.
Guys, one sec, one sec, one sec.
Logic is wrong,
Hussam,
man.
Hussam,
I just
Hussam,
said Liverpool
why-
are the villain. Why are you guys screaming? Come on.
Hussam, why did you guys take so long to agree the price on Luis Diaz? And why didn't you get a replacement first and then sell him?
Yeah, but that's not how Liverpool operate. He's asking.
So
a
how do you know how
hypothetical.
Newcastle operate?
Because
Maybe
that's
Newcastle
what the
don't-
journalists are saying.
Okay, no,
But
forget
the
what
journalists are also saying,
Show
no,
me one
you
of their
cannot.
transfers this summer where they bought the replacement before they sold the player.
Say that again.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Show
Exactly.
me one transfer they've done where they bought the player, where they've got the replacement before they bought the player.
That's what Newcastle want. That's not what I'm saying should happen. That's what Newcastle want. Liverpool don't operate in this way, because we haven't signed the Diaz replacement for Diaz. We haven't signed the Nunes replacement. That's not how we operate as a football club. But they operate in a different way. يعني مثلا, we sold Kwanzaa, like a month and a half ago, and only a month and a half later we're going to sign Guehi. So we don't operate that way. Newcastle operate that way though, and that's the problem.
Guys, he hasn't. The Kai, that's a very good question. I think we'll see if that happens. If Barcelona or Real Madrid come for Wirtz.
Also, the main difference is Liverpool and Barcelona are similar level clubs. Newcastle isn't.
So,
so
it's about it's a food chain then.
Yeah, of course, it matters 100%.
Nah,
it matters. I put Madrid at a bigger level.
My man is taking an L after an L.
Barcelona is not on the level of Madrid.
What if Real Madrid? Okay, what if Real Madrid come in?
Liverpool are the villain who can't sign a replacement for him. No
even he just signed a contract.
Yeah, maybe I answered the question. You asked me a question, I answer it, and then you go like,
even if they offer less than the valuation.
If Liverpool Football Club cannot sign a replacement for Florian Wirtz who wants to move to Real Madrid, it's on us.
Even if they offer less than your valuation for the player, even though.
Yeah, but your clubs rarely.
Okay.
Rarely.
Yeah, say yes, we'll move on. Well, if you say yes, we'll move on. If you say even if Real Madrid,
I just said clubs rarely get what they value a player to be at.
Okay. We'll remember this then. Remember
it.
Trent and Isak situation is completely different, as one was leaving for free while the other is getting a fee, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
And I think what Trent did to Liverpool is not the right thing, to be honest, because he stayed silent.
Oh my God,
we're not going
ridiculous.
there again. Okay, we're not getting there again.
Habibi, you cannot say something that stupid and say, "Oh, we cannot go there again." A player is under contract, said, "I don't want to sign it." He does not owe anyone any explanation of. Guys, I will give you an answer. I don't give you an answer for shit. The last day of my contract, I can tell you, "Vamonos, I'm leaving." He doesn't owe anyone anything. By the way, if Trent was garbage at the academy level, would Liverpool have showed loyalty to him?
Thank you.
And kept him?
No.
If Trent got injured when he was 19 for 3 years in a row, would Liverpool have showed loyalty to him and kept him?
No.
So then why are we acting like, oh, he shouldn't be loyal? He shouldn't be doing shit. I actually think it's worse if he...
fair enough.
If he came and told them, I'm going to sign or something. He didn't give them any hints. It's not his problem.
I need to finish this. Newcastle does not offer Isak new contract last year. If you're the best and pay shit for the next 3 years, what will you do?
Why did he agree to the contract in the first place then?
But they just
they're offering him a better contract. Yeah,
exactly.
What are you on about?
Eberechi said he rejected the 3 contracts, by the way.
So they offered him a new contract.
Newcastle have done their part. Done their part.
XYW, they just offered him a new contract.
Offer him shit.
Liverpool valued Diaz 100 million, but they got 65 million. Wirtz was valued at 150 million, but Liverpool got him for 116 million. There is negotiation. That is not the issue anyway. Yes, we agree there is negotiation, but there is a difference between the Isak situation not showing up to training. Wirtz still showed up to training. Diaz was at Liverpool's friendlies and training. Like
exactly.
Diaz was like a gentleman, and he sat and he trained with Liverpool, and he said, I want to go, but I'm still honoring Liverpool and I appreciate Liverpool, and sit at the table, find the replacement people, and I will leave because I want to leave. That is called being a gentleman. But what Isak is doing is acting like a kid, basically. He's acting like a kid.
With no leverage.
Exactly. Yeah. Rivals obsessed with Isak more than our fans, man. No, we're not obsessed with Isak.
No one's more obsessed than the Liverpool fan base.
We're not obsessed with Isak at all.
I'm telling you guys, Liverpool fans are super sensitive. It's insane.
How about before the stream started, we're like, do we have to talk about Isak?
Right.
How about now?
We're saying all of us. I don't know about Critic, but all of us here are saying Liverpool are favorites to win the league, even without Isak. Right? So how is this an obsession? We're literally saying you guys are winning the league regardless.
125 to 120 up front is better than 150 with 60 and 80 million up front.
No, probably it's not. Yes. That's absolute bollocks. That's absolute bollocks. Because
clearly, I don't know what kind of company you're working in.
Yeah, because you do know that clubs will then take a loan, which is guaranteed against the 150. Like seriously.
With okay, fair enough. After negotiations, Liverpool will get him for 125 million, and that is and Newcastle fans will feel upset about that. Abdul Ghani, that Newcastle fans will feel upset about this. Liverpool still have no Paul Wolfie.
Have you got Isak yet? Have you got Isak?
You go with the banter shit. He got Verts over City.
This guy never admits when he's wrong.
Never. You have to admit that Liverpool this window has
Even
been
I've
phenomenal.
admitted
said they've had a good window.
They've been amazing this window.
This
to be
guy
honest.
said Liverpool have no pull.
By the way, I'm gonna say
he
something
signed
else, by the
Vert, and then he's like, "Oh, show me where I said this."
By the way,
Honestly, all the embarrassments they've faced over the last few years with Caicedo and
It's
all, they
done
made
with
up
this
for it.
window 100%.
They made up for it.
Like,
Well,
you guys,
show me where I said they haven't had a good
Habibi,
window.
you
Ashraf, you wanna know
know,
the difference? You say we made up for it. I say it, and then Wolf is like, "Oh, did you get to?"
you know, Sam, even Guehi rejected all the other clubs. He's waiting for Liverpool,
Yeah,
Man United,
Factual.
and Man United. And Man United. He said no to
By the way,
Chelsea.
again,
no to Man
I don't
United.
get the Guehi thing because today I can't remember which journalist, but someone credible
Ashraf,
tweeted
we've
he's
been here
waiting
for 2
for.
hours. We have super chest.
Wallahi
to do,
lasting,
man. We'll
wallahi,
figure out
wallahi
what-
lasting, wallahi, wallahi
يعني.
lasting, wallahi lasting. One journalist tweeted today, credible one, saying that Guehi also wants guarantees of a game time. Doesn't that mean you're better off picking Chelsea then?
يا حبيبي we
Because they're a
agreed
guaranteed
personal
starter.
terms يعني خلاص.
They agreed personal terms
He's
already.
already in
Stop.
London too,
Over.
which is kind of weird. I'm not really too on Guehi. as
So
a-
if there is a difference in valuation and negotiation, Isak can pay from his own pocket instead of striking. Okay,
Like Gyökeres did.
Gyökeres did it.
fair enough, my friend. Remember Caicedo saga? We were negotiating for 4 months. These pricks offered more than Brighton valuation, was forced us to match. Would be happy if any other club offered 150. Yeah, someone really doesn't like Liverpool. That's a Chelsea fan. He wants someone else to offer 150. So Liverpool will be forced to offer 150. And Liverpool said, fuck off, I'm out. You get him for 150. Why accept 125 million where run clubs sell players at highest value? They anticipate problems ahead of time. Poorly run clubs don't sell on their own terms. Isak behaved badly. Newcastle executives are a shit show. I agree with this. Newcastle are in shit show, right? Newcastle are incompetent. They're having the cousin of Eddie Howe negotiating with players, right? But also that doesn't mean that Isak throw a tantrum. So both can be right, McGregor. Both can be right at the same time. How often do clubs bid sellers' valuation? You never walk alone. Sometimes it's like Barcelona with Coutinho. They basically offered Liverpool the valuation to get us the player.
Yeah, but that was a very dark time for Barcelona. That time as well, they paid like 130 for Dembele.
100%.
Yeah, they were really bad run at
But
the
I'm
time,
not
so I
asking
think
Liverpool to bid 150, but at least 140, 135 plus 10, like, but not
that's what we're gonna
110.
do. يعني Vert was
Hopefully,
fourth,
we'll see.
not accepted, not the first one.
We'll see. You walk the beast. Liverpool spend at the start. We spend at the end. Yeah, Man City are spending, bro. Donnarumma and by the way,
Big up
Donnarumma and
Martin, by
Rodrigo.
the way. What a legend.
Big up Martin Habibi. Thank you so
Your
much.
bald
Martin.
checkbook
Appreciate it.
fraud couldn't go one season without being favorite. Just one.
Big up
Man City win
Martin.
the league.
They're not favorites. Whoa,
Five
come
more.
on.
I'm saying
Five
one
more.
season without
Five
being-
more super chats to do, guys. If there is a price on Isak after he said, I want to leave last summer per Ornstein and rejected 4 contracts proposal, why go for so many strikes before Isak kicked up a fuss? Strikers, if they didn't agree to sell Isak internally. Okay, so basically what you're telling me is that they already agreed with Isak to sell him internally.
Show me where.
But we haven't heard that, my friend Faraz. We haven't heard that anywhere. Did Bayern got 150 for Wirtz as they wanted? No, but he didn't throw a tantrum. So both clubs agreed the fee at the end. We are not disagreeing. Wallahi, if Liverpool sit down and negotiate with Newcastle accept 100 million without Isak throwing a tantrum, fair enough for Liverpool. Liverpool are brilliant negotiators, like Chelsea, for example. Chelsea didn't twist Arsenal's arm for Madueke. They sat at the table and Arsenal paid 52 million. It's simple. The problem with Isak's attitude, guys. Gordon leaving Everton, Newcastle fans are fraud.
Wissa leaving Brentford, same thing.
No, it's not the same thing. They didn't throw a tantrum. Gordon threw a tantrum, though. So I actually said that. And by the way, I am not here on the side of Newcastle fans. I don't care about Newcastle fans. They can say whatever. We're saying about our opinion as panels. If the buyer offers the closest, there is a chance, yes. If the buyer offers the closest, yes, probably. If Liverpool offer close. Maybe when Osam stopped smoking, his mind would be less foggy. There is no... I don't think this has nothing to do with smoking.
Your mother, like I used to do before, but I'm a changed man.
Stop. What's wrong with you guys, man?
Yeah, it's kind of strange. Only Liverpool and Man City outscored Arsenal last season, even with Mikel Merino starting up top and Saka missing 3 months.
خلاص،
Before
أوكي.
that, Arsenal scored 91 goals.
Arsenal have the best front line in the league. هلا عنطيزنا يا عمي. These
Yeah.
guys, every time you criticize Arsenal, they say the same regurgitated shit. You scored 5 million goals. You have better forward line than us. Everything. خلاص. You're
Every
gonna
time
win
we
the
criticize Isak, you cry.
Okay, Wolfie, stop waffling and come to sign Tsimikas, please. He's not a bad player. Osam likes Tsimikas, actually.
Yeah, he's a good player.
I think Osam wants Robertson gone and Tsimikas to stay.
Yeah, I'd rather sell Robertson.
He would rather sell
Really?
Robertson than Tsimikas, yes. Ikitiki before Nunes left, Kirkis before Robo left. Okay, fair enough. But operate differently, guys. Some clubs operate differently. I don't think people why.
No, wait. No. Go
The
back to the
problem
previous
is,
super
I
chat.
said that
That
myself.
contradicts what Hussam is saying, because he just said they sold Luis Diaz without getting a replacement because we operate different. But in the same window, you signed 2 replacements before you let the
خلاص, we
players
have to
go.
leave.
This is I'm just like I don't understand why this
It
is not
doesn't
the rule.
contradict
This is
what I'm
not the
saying
rule,
because
man.
Liverpool operate
God,
differently.
ساعتين وخمس
We gotta stop
دقايق
defining this
man.
as the
أنا
rule.
أعمل
Sell
له
them
إيه
before
طيب
we
يا
buy,
عم
buying
والله
before we sell. It's
It's
always
contradictory.
standing different, man. Like, I don't
Ashraf,
get it.
that's the worst thing you've ever said all stream. 2 hours. You said the
It's not
dumbest
the worst
point
thing.
ever.
It's, wallah,
We
it's not the
operate
worst thing. You
completely
contradicted
differently.
yourself.
We sold Kwanzaa and then bought Guehi a month and a half later. We operate
And-
differently. That's
And
not
why
how
upfront
business
fee is important? 2 clubs, Wolfie, then asking. Just quickly. Wolfie.
Okay, go and look at the deal between Forest and Spurs over Brennan Johnson. Then go look at what Forest did with the 50 million, and that will explain it, bro. I'm not here to teach you finance shit. Yeah, do some research if you, of course, you know how to read. Next.
In my last super chat, doesn't my argument make sense for us about the super chat about the
Let's one more. Here we go.
yeah, is there a price Isak that no, it doesn't. They didn't agree to sell him. They did not agree to sell him. They have 3 years left. For us, he has 3 years left. They never told us that they are willing to sell the guy for less than 150. Liverpool are holding up a domino effect. Hurry up and pay Newcastle finally buy Nico Jackson for 65 million. Chop time sticky.
Yeah, but that's
What
another problem. Speaking of value, Newcastle don't value Jackson at 65 million. Once again,
Well-
you talk about value. A lot of clubs don't value what the selling club is same value.
Mo, who's your favorite Prem player to watch now? Cole Palmer.
Good man.
Cole Palmer. Now, it's Cole Palmer. This is my favorite player to watch. But big up everyone. Oh, Forest Fan TV in the description. Don Hossam is in the description as well. Couch Critic in the description as well, guys. Don't forget about that as well. Ash Talks Football, of course. Thank you so much for being here. I'm back at 10 p.m. UK time for a solo show. We'll talk about this more often, and Rodrigo and City and all the stuff, and Baleba and all the stuff that is happening. Thank you so much for being here, people. And we're out of here, people.